Boswell Media Sports presents Friday Night Football.
Boswell Media Sports presents Leake Academy Rebel Football. Now, here is the voice of the Rebels,
Philip Palmertree. It's week 4 of Leake Academy football on Friday, September 8. Last Friday, the Leake Academy Rebels traded blows with a talented Bio Academy squad in the first half and trailed 14-13 at the break. But the game spun on a 3.5-minute sequence in the third quarter that saw the Colts score 19 points on big plays to take control of the game, and the Colts left Madden with a 40-20 win over our Rebels. Tonight, Leake tries to avoid its first 0-4 start in 30 years on a trip to MHSAA opponent Union High School. The Rebels and the Yellow Jackets have met each of the last 2 years and split the first 2 meetings. Union, well, they're the favorite to win their district in MHSAA 2A, and they've averaged 44 points in their first 2 ball games, winning against Choctaw Central and Enterprise. So, can the Rebels avoid going where no Rebel team has gone before in the last 30 years? Can they turn the 2023 season in a better direction? We'll find out. Hi, everyone. Welcome to the T&K Farms Wood-Mizer pregame. I'm Philip Palmertree. Billy Steen is our studio producer, and we thank you for listening on Cruisin' 98, the Cruisin' 98 mobile app, and streaming live at kicks96news.com, where you click on the Listen Live tab for Cruisin' 98. You can watch tonight's broadcast. It's on the Edinburgh Drugs video stream, and that's available at kicks96news.com. It takes you to the Boswell Media Sports YouTube channel, and tonight's broadcast is powered by Central Electric Power Association. We have a lot in store for you before kickoff at the top of the hour. I'll give you the Prince Oil starting lineups. Scott Engel will help us check out the key matchups in tonight's game between Leake and Union. But first, we get to speak with the Rebels head coach, Brian Pickens. All that and more is straight ahead as the T&K Farms Wood-Mizer pregame continues from Boswell Media Sports.
Before you begin those do-it-yourself projects outside your home or business, be sure you know where your underground utilities are located. Always call before you dig. One easy phone call to 811 can protect you from injury and expense. Plus, it's the law in Mississippi. Make the call and avoid serious or fatal injury. For more electrical safety tips, contact Central Electric Power Association, serving you since 1937, an equal opportunity provider and employer.
Baptist League Rural Health Clinics have a variety of healthcare options with primary care, pediatrics, and women's health, providing care at 3 locations in Carthage, Walnut Grove, and Madden. Call 601-267-1470 today to schedule your appointment. Extended hours and Saturdays are available at our primary care clinic located in Carthage. Baptist League, making your health care our #1 priority.
You can't get much for $5 these days, unless you go to Wendy's for a $5 Biggie Bag. Get your choice of double stack, junior bacon cheeseburger, or crispy chicken sandwich, plus 4-piece nugs, junior fry, and a small soft drink, all for just $5.
You got that bag, you got that Biggie Bag, you got that bag.
That was smooth, wasn't it? That's how you're gonna feel when you get that Biggie Bag at Wendy's.
You got that bag, you got that bag.
U.S. price and participation may vary.
West Side Body Shop says, let's face it, stuff happens. And when it does, they can take care of damage as small as a chip in your windshield all the way up to full collision services. Insurance claims are always welcome too. Just be sure your first stop is West Side Body Shop in Philadelphia. They also specialize in truck accessories, including toolboxes, visors, Nerf bars, and winches. They make your ride look cool. West Side Body Shop, just off Beacon Street on Waterview Lane, right behind the Huddle House in Philadelphia.
What is the value of an independent insurance agent? We don't work for any one insurance company. Instead, we work for our clients. We sell insurance from multiple companies, and that means at South Group Cox Agency, you always have an expert on your side who can find you the best policy and rates for you and your family. Now is the time to come by and let us at South Group Cox give you a free quote. Open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. South Group Cox Agency, 207 West Main Street in Carthage.
It's the T&K Farms Woodmiser pregame in advance of the Leake Academy Rebels game against the Yellow Jackets from Union. And we've got the Rebels head coach, Brian Pickens, joining us. Coach, thanks for being with us pregame.
Thank you.
This segment and look back at some of the key plays and pieces of the Rebels' 40-20 loss at home. I've heard coaches say many times that games swing on 3, 4, 5 plays, maybe a half dozen at most. And I think last Friday's game was an easy to read illustration of that as we look back to a close first half and then a sequence of about 3.5 minutes in the middle of the third quarter where back-to-back big plays with offense and special teams that gave them control of that ball game.
We felt good going into halftime. Felt like our kids, and there was a sense of pride right there. We came into the season. I felt like once our offense got to clicking, we were going to be fine. And our offense started clicking there in the first half. Coming back and making it 14-13 going into halftime. Of course, we kicked off to them, and we stopped and got the ball back. And from there, like I said, we just allowed too many big things to happen. Punt return, a deep pass play, a turnover that they gave them ball down there, deep in our territory. And as I always say, those are the mistakes you've got to eliminate. And you're right in what you said about there's 3 or 4 plays that swing a game, and and I'll say that a lot of times to our kids. Be ready to make that play that counts. We snap the ball offensively and defensively sometimes 160, 170 times. But a lot of times, 5 of those plays are the plays that count. Those are the plays that are going to win football games for you. And so as a player, you have to be ready to make those plays, whether it be, big defensive play, tackle, interception, turnover, whatever it may be. And offensive may be a big catch, a big block, on special teams, a block and a return, just stuff like that is huge in the swing of a game.
I thought that second quarter that you referred to really was sort of a sign of development, both defensively and offensively. Defensively, I think there were 3 straight possessions where the Rebel defense turned Bio away with creating turnovers, and then a couple of really good-looking offensive drives. What do you think the explanation for why it clicks when it starts to click?
Routine of doing it, just the assignments, timing, just a lot of things. When you're a heavy run team, I always say this: the run's the run. You're going to hand the ball off, linemen are going to block, back's going to hit the hole. And that's what you're doing. And if that's your strength, there's not a lot of timing you have to get into sync with. Passing, you start out there, you start in the spring throwing, and you go through the summer and then your preseason stuff, and you look really good. You cut those lights on and you start getting adrenaline. Receivers a lot of times run faster. I mean, when it's all going, and it's, as they say, when you cut those lights on, receivers they gain an extra step on their run. Quarterbacks, those balls that they can shoot out there at 20 yards are now going 25 yards. That ball's coming a little bit harder. Everything speeds up. Well, when you're passing, that takes that timing, that takes that routine of this is what we do, and now they start really connecting. And it's fun to watch. But I've seen it many years. When you come out and you feel like that, you're gonna your strengths of the passing game. A lot of times it takes time for that timing to develop. You don't want to take long, but it's going to take some years it takes a half, and then the other years it takes a game. But you start to get it. I feel like we're starting to click now. And like I said, I'm excited as we go forward.
When we come back, Coach Pickens and I will talk about that passing game and the wide receiver group. So don't go anywhere as the T&K Farms Woodmiser pregame continues.
Register to win a 70-inch smart TV during the end of summer savings sale at Woodstock Furniture Value Center. Bedrooms plus free mattress $7.98. Living rooms just $6.98. Dining sets only $3.98. And queen mattresses $1.99. Kings $2.99. Plus, it's all backed by our low price and same-day delivery guarantee with no credit needed and no money down. Only at Woodstock Furniture Value Center in Meridian, Philadelphia, and WoodstockValueCenter.com.
It was my turn. I oversaw the ordering of our family reunion custom t-shirts. I had no idea what I wanted, but the girls at In Sports were so helpful. They showed me several ideas and colors that made my decision much easier, and the prices were very reasonable. Thank you to In Sports for filling my order quickly. You'll always be my go-to for personalized t-shirts. Check out their Facebook page to see more cool things they personalize. In Sports, Beacon Street, Philadelphia.
Neshoba County Co-op knows that opening day of dove season is one of the most anticipated and popular hunting days of the year. It brings family and friends together. Dove season's one of the first hunting opportunities of fall as the long and hot Mississippi summer ends. Get on over to Neshoba County Co-op today. They've got everything you need to make the big day a huge success. Neshoba County Co-op, 338 Main Street, Philadelphia.
At Pelahatchie.
T&K Farms Wood-Mizer is Mississippi's Wood-Mizer sawmill equipment dealership. T&K Farms Wood-Mizer sells the complete Wood-Mizer equipment line from small personal sawmills to the industrial equipment lineup. T&K Farms stocks parts and has experienced factory-trained service technicians with both in-shop and mobile service available. See T&K Farms Wood-Mizer to start your sawmill business today. Credit cards are accepted for all services. Like them on Facebook. T&K Farms Wood-Mizer, just off Highway 25 at 1128 Liberty Road, Louisville, 662-803-4332.
And we return with tonight's T&K Farms Wood-Mizer pregame. We're getting you set for the Leake Academy Rebels and the Union High School Yellow Jackets. Rebel head coach Brian Pickens with us, and we're going to talk a little bit in this segment about the wide receiver group. The Rebels' game plan this year is putting the ball in the air more than the last couple of years, and so we're seeing that receiver group develop and step into the spotlight. Coach, if you would, talk about some of those young men and their growth in that position.
We got a talented group of receivers. And you hear me say this a lot about when you ask me about certain groups, I always say the intelligent fact. This is a very intelligent group of young men. They pick it up. They understand what we're trying to do. They give us the ability to give them options on routes as far as, hey, is this, is it too high, one high? This is the type group that can think through that process. I won't say that about the whole group. Very intelligent, and all of them have very good hands. I've had tons of teams have some very talented receivers out there, but sometimes sometimes you had two really talented and two kids that really worked hard. But this group, like I said, all of them really have good hands. And when I say good hands, those are the guys that can, as they say, grab the ball out of there. We've had guys that, I've had a lot of guys that can catch. They sometimes use their body, but these guys, you throw it high, you throw it low, you throw it a little out front of them, they're going to come down with it. And they've impressed me a lot in practice, and then they've made some plays in games that have been very impressive. You start about receivers, I'll start off with one that's been playing there for the last 3 years, and we put him on the backfield, and that was Charlie Brantley. You asked about receivers, I want to tell you about a guy who got moved, but I do want to comment on that. Great speed, but we put him in the backfield to kind of give our backfield a little more speed. And so he was doing a great job out there. But so if you're kind of wondering, well, he played there last year. Well, and he'll probably still take some reps out there, but we've mainly put him more in the backfield to, make our run game more sound because of playing people both ways. It just gives us save somebody a few snaps. But like I said, very talented receiver, but now he's back there in the running back. Then I had Ben Jackson. Ben Jackson is a dual threat guy. As a coach, you long for somebody like him. He's a guy that can go out there and line up wide. He's got great hands, big target, runs well to, he can go down the field and run a fade route for you. He can run those deep posts. He can run those crossing routes and comeback routes. He's got the speed to do that, but then he gives us the ability to move him down at tight end. He does a great job at blocking. I know at Starkville he has some great blocks. We played Starkville the other night, and and that's hard to get that dual threat. A lot of times you got a kid who plays receiver, But then when you want to bring in a tight end for run purposes, or maybe even just, protection purposes, or just a change in the formation, you have to bring a tight end in the game. But he gives us ability to be flexible. And so you really can't sub off of what we're doing. We're able to do that in the field, change an entire formation from a 2x2 spread or a 3x1 spread, 10 personnel, to now we're coming in there with with an 11 personnel and change the entire dynamics of our team right there. Right. And then we had Matthew Weaver. He plays our Z-back for us. Does a great job. He played there last year. Matthew's got good speed. I know Starfel, he took an out route and turned it up and made it to a 30-yard gain. He took a 5-yard pass, made a 30-yard gain. And a very, very conscientious young man. Like I said, works extremely hard. And, we really think he's going to, we're going to have some big plays out of him as we go through the season.
I know in your offensive plan, you're also counting on those young men who are split wide to play a key role in making the run game work as well, aren't you?
Well, you're right. And that's the thing about all those guys. I want to say something that, I talk about their intelligence. They're also a very team-oriented group. There's really no selfishness. A lot of times receivers don't want to block because they want to catch the ball and kind of go do their thing. But this group, they'll give it up to block for you too. So very very hard-working, self-motivated group. Then at our X, we had Matthew Nowell. Now, Matthew Nowell is one of those guys, he don't leave the field. And when we had Charlie, that's kind of why I mentioned Charlie, him and Charlie would rotate over there. But Matthew, he plays safety for us, plays receiver, he kicks. He's a utility player, but he is a Swiss Army knife. Does a little bit of everything for us. But he had a huge play down, deep pass down the field the other night against Bio. And I'm not just repeating this. This is this group. I mean, again, he is a hardworking, conscientious kid. Last year as a 10th grader, he had never been the kicker, and and he showed us he had the skill to kick. So he went out there and made himself into a kicker. And I know you weren't talking about wide receivers, but this was a guy that he would get done with the weight room, he would run out there and he would kick, and then we would all go to practice. So I mean, he was working hard, and he's got that same mentality with wide receiver. He's down there. He's one of the first ones down there, and he's cranking up the ball machine we've got that throws balls to him, and he's out there working hard, and like I said, he's made some big plays this year, and we expect he'll have some bigger plays as we go through the season. Jack Harkins, another wide receiver, he plays kind of our other Z slot. He's a slot receiver for us. Jack does a great job. He has really good hands. Had a big catch on it was a 3rd down and 6. He's running an out route. Ball's kind of thrown in front, dives for it, gets it across the stick for us. So big thing about Jack is, like I said, does a great job with his hands and can really go get the football for us. And he's another one. All our receivers, I can't just say one or two. All of them, they're usually the first ones down there, and while everybody's kind of getting to practice, you'll look down there. They've already got the ball machine plugged in and going with it. But so like I said, this group that really takes a lot of pride in what they do. And then we have Major Chandler, who plays our H-back. You think more that's a fullback type spot, and it's more of, coming in there, blocking, pulling. He has to be a lineman, but great hands. You've seen him on a lot of out routes, bootleg routes. He had a big a crossing pattern in one of our earlier preseason games. Just super hands. So you take that whole group of Ben and Mathen and Nowell and Harkins and Major. Like I said, you've got a group that's that when they're all out there on those pass routes, they're all deadly and can make plays for you.
Coming up, Coach Pickens and I will take a look at tonight's matchup with the Union Yellow Jackets. So you'll want to hear that. We'll be back after the break as the T&K Farms Wood-Mizer pregame continues.
I sure do like my new hunting rifle. I bought it over at Ozark Ag. When I went in, they had such a great selection. Took me a while to make up my mind. I have it sighted in now, and I'm ready for the big bucks. Tomorrow I'm going back over to Ozark Ag and stock up on ammo. While I'm there, I just might check out those deer stands. Hey, honey, I know you're listening. Make sure you shop for me at Ozark Ag. They're on Highway 16 West in Carthage.
Moore's Pharmacy in Carthage, Sebastopol, and Walnut Grove appreciate you, their customers. We have a beautiful selection of gifts with free gift wrapping. We are one of the only pharmacies around to offer compounding and women's hormone replacement therapy. Moore's Pharmacy accepts all insurance, including Medicaid. Our 2-lane drive-thru and prescription synchronization will make your visit very convenient. Come see us. We have the shortest wait time in town and a professional staff to assist you. Moore's Pharmacy, Highway 16, Carthage.
T&K Farms Wood-Mizer is Mississippi's Wood-Mizer sawmill equipment dealership. T&K Farms Wood-Mizer sells the complete Wood-Mizer equipment line from small personal sawmills to the industrial equipment lineup. T&K Farms stocks parts and has experienced factory-trained service technicians with both in-shop and mobile service available. See T&K Farms Wood-Mizer to start your sawmill business today. Credit cards are accepted for all services. Like them on Facebook. T&K Farms Wood-Mizer, just off Highway 25 at 1128 Liberty Road, Louisville, 662-803-4332.
We were celebrating a birthday, so we took the family out to dinner at a steakhouse. You may have known it as Lee's, but now it's a new building with a new name. The same great chef and owner, Artie Reed, and Hometown Prime. My beef filet was cooked perfectly, and we can't wait to go back. Steak, seafood, the best sweet tea, and of course, homemade desserts.
Delicious.
For daily specials and hours, Google Hometown Prime and like them on Facebook. Hometown Prime is ready for you. Highway 21, Sebastopol.
And welcome back to the T&K Farms Wood-Mizer pregame. We're getting close to the kickoff between the Leake Academy Rebels and the Union High School Yellow Jackets. Coach Brian Pickens, let's talk about this Union Yellow Jacket ball club. They won their district last year in 3A, and they've been through a realignment, are playing now in 2A. But, of course, none of that matters. When you look at them on film, I think you're looking at a team that is really solid. Term buttoned up comes to my mind. They know what they want to do, and they're pretty efficient at accomplishing that, aren't they?
They really are. Yeah, you use the term button up. I use the term speed. They are fast. Yeah. I think everybody they throw the ball to, hand the ball to, or snap the ball to can run. Really good looking group. I think one thing that really impressed me, their offensive line does a good job on their run game, and they got two guys back there. They play a one back set, but they'll rotate two guys back there, and both of them are really dangerous players back there. Quarterbacks, is a great athlete. Can throw the ball, runs the ball equally well. So he's a dual threat back there on you. You got to keep him hemmed up on pass plays. You got to tackle him on run plays. So just their run game is really going to press us, and we've got to be sound against it. But then they've also they're a group that they got some threats out wide. Number 5, 13. The older you get, the harder it is to remember these numbers because you're from week to week. But just a very talented group. They like to run a lot of screens with them. Give them the ball quick out wide, and let them run. And then they'll press you downfield and just test, see what you got down there. And like I said, 5's got the ability to get by folks and catch football and score points. So offensively, we've got a work cut out for us.
I would think seeing how they like to get it out on the edge and get those screens that the first Rebel that makes contact with the ball carrier, that ball carrier down right away, doesn't it?
Well, yeah, that's what spread offense does. It makes you have to tackle one-on-one. And I don't care. You can talk to an NFL coach, you can talk to a Pee Wee coach, and all in between. As a defensive coach, you don't like your guys out there having to go one-on-one in open space. It's just if they miss it, you're giving up a lot of yards. So you have to be sure tacklers. You have to as I always say, look that ball carrier in and take him to the ground now.
What are some of the keys to success for the Leake offense tonight?
We have to establish our run game. We felt like that our run game really needs to click more, and that's the number one thing. We've got to establish that run and start churning out yards, and that will start opening up stuff more in the passing game.
And sort of backing out from what's coming up here shortly and kickoff. I mentioned earlier this series with Union, I think, has gone well in a lot of ways. We played at Madden 2 years ago and the Rebels won, and then we played a close ball game back here at Union. As far as you're able to predict the future and the planning, you think there's maybe some more games ahead with the Rebels and Union, or more games ahead with some other public schools in the future? Or is that something that's to be determined?
I think it's just to be determined. A lot of times it just comes down to scheduling, in our association. Sometimes it's hard to schedule games, with the teams in our association. So a lot of schools have had to look outside. Some schools have actually gone to Alabama to find teams. Some, find teams in Louisiana, Tennessee. MRA plays at Pulaski Academy. And it, like I said, it kind of just it depends on our ability to schedule games within our association.
Well, Coach, we appreciate you giving us a few minutes before kickoff, and good luck in leading the Rebels out on the field. And we hope for a really good ball game, and wish you all every success.
Well, thank you so much.
Coach Brian Pickens joining us on the T&K Farms Wood-Mizer pregame to take a look at tonight's game with Union. And when we come back, Scott Engel will join me, and we'll go a little bit deeper into tonight's matchup. Before you know it, it'll be 7 o'clock. We'll be kicking off with the Rebels and the Yellow Jackets. So stay with us as Leake Academy football continues.
Before you begin those do-it-yourself projects outside your home or business, be sure you know where your underground utilities are located. Always call before you dig. One easy phone call to 811 can protect you from injury and expense. Plus, it's the law in Mississippi. Make the call and avoid serious or fatal injury. For more electrical safety tips, contact Central Electric Power Association, serving you since 1937, an equal opportunity provider and employer.
At Wendy's, you don't need a psychic to tell you your hamburger's gonna taste great.
Excuse me?
Because every square hamburger is a sign you're getting the best.
Did someone say sign?
4 corners of hot and juicy fresh beef that make deliciousness its destiny every time.
Hold on. I'm getting fresh beef.
When you want the best hamburger, square's the beef. Choose wisely.
Choose Wendy's, Dave Single. I am a psychic, after all.
Fresh beef available in the contiguous U.S., Alaska, and Canada.
What is the value of an independent insurance agent? We don't work for any one insurance company. Instead, we work for our clients. We sell insurance from multiple companies, and that means at South Group Cox Agency, you always have an expert on your side who can find you the best policy and rates for you and your family. Now is the time to come by and let us at South Group Cox give you a free quote. Open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. South Group Cox Agency, 207 West Main Street in Carthage.
Carthage Veterinary Clinic, how may we help you?
Hey, I have a new puppy and I need to bring her in for vaccination.
Oh, what's her name?
Ellie.
We're so glad you called for an appointment and look forward to meeting you and Ellie.
This is Dr. Brooke. We at Carthage Veterinary Clinic are glad to schedule you an appointment for you and your pet. That way we can give you the time that you deserve.
Carthage Veterinary Clinic, Highway 16 West in Carthage. Find all our contact info on Facebook or Google.
Now, Bob, when we started the Bring Your Kid to Work Day, this wasn't exactly what we had in mind.
I'm sorry, but they're my babies. We're about to go grab lunch and then head to the farm.
Well, where are you headed?
Rosebud General Store, out there in Rosebud on Highway 487 East. Nothing but the best for my babies. They got everything you need for your farming family.
Well, your calf sure is sweet. Does she have a name?
That there's the Cow Patty.
Whoa, let me get this straight. You named your cow Patty?
No, sir. It's what you stepped in.
Ew.
Rosebud General Store, Highway 487 East.
Boswell Media Sports.
We resume the T&K Farms Wood-Mizer pregame from Union. And Leake Academy and Union High School meeting for the second consecutive year for the game to be played over at the edge of Newton County and Neshoba County. I think part of Union actually extends into Neshoba County. I think I'm getting confirmation from Scott Engel here on my right. But we're glad to have you with us this evening. And we should have a great football game coming up here. Let's get things lined up. You can watch tonight's broadcast on the Edinburgh Drugs video stream. And that's available at kicks96news.com. Tonight's broadcast is powered by Central Electric Power Association. Billy Steen, our studio producer, and John Alden Crosby running the action camera just outside the press box here. And I'm Philip Palmertree. Thank you for listening, and thank you for watching. Let's get to the Prince Oil starting lineups. You know those locations of the junction all over Mississippi, from Oxford to Ridgeland, from Newton to Pelahatchie, Louisville, Carthage, Philadelphia, and Scuba. And Union, of course.
Yes.
Just right down there. I've stopped there lots of times, but you should stop there too at the junction. So Prince Oil starting lineups. I was given the same starting lineups as last week. If there's been a change, coaches have not made me aware of it. But we'll start on offense. Connor Moore, sophomore center. He touches the ball first, 5'10", 265. Then the guards, John Wyatt King on the left side, sophomore, 5'11", 255. Freshman to the right of Connor Moore is Tanner Walsworth, 6 tall, 227. Guards, left side, Hayden Jenkins, 6'1", 228, a junior. And Carter Walsworth, Tanner's brother, over on the right side, 6'2", 308, the senior. Tight end, Owen Hitt will play a lot at tight end tonight, junior. Major Chandler, looking in the wrong place. Major Chandler's going to play a lot at tight end. And H-back tonight, freshman 6'1", 218. We'll also see Ben Jackson at receiver and tight end in a lot of formations in the game. He's the senior, 6'3", 198. The receivers, catch 22. Mathen Weaver leading the ball club in receiving, in receptions and yards, 6 tall, 145 junior. Jack Harkins had a good game last week against Bio, 5'11", 136 junior. And then Charlie Brantley, senior, at 6'1", 145, will be in the receiver rotation, along with Matthew Nowell, who made a couple of big catches last week as well, 5'10", 141 junior. The running back is Camden Marble. We'll also see Charlie Brantley rotate in some as well, but Camden, 5'10", 152. Camden has rushed 22 times for 99 yards and a pair of touchdowns, averaging a little more than 4 yards per carry. And then at QB1, George Wilcox, sophomore, sophomore, 35 completions out of 67 attempts, 367 yards, a TD, and an interception on the year, averaging 5.5 yards per attempt. And he'll be at quarterback. The specialist, Matthew Nowell, we mentioned, he'll be the kicker. Punter will be freshman Reese Atkinson, 6'2", 170. Seth Martin, the holder, and Ben Jackson, the long snapper. On defense, we should see at defensive end a lot of Ben Jackson rotating through there at defensive end, along with Pete Peebles. On the defensive line, junior, 6 tall, 177. Owen Hitt will be the other defensive end, 6 tall, 176 junior. Sophomore Carter Pigg at nose guard, 5'8", 203. The linebackers have played exceptionally well this year. Grayson McDonald on the outside, 6 tall, 197 junior. Kobe Kemp in the middle, sophomore, 5'10", 190. And junior Tyler Winstead on the other outside backer spot, 5'10", 157. At the corners, Charlie Brantley and also Mathen Weaver will play a lot. Well, we should see some Joshua Gray rotate in as well to give those guys a breather. The safeties, Matthew Nowell and Camden Marble. That's Prince Oil starting lineups. And I'll remind you, Rebel fans, that we've got a great new sponsorship this year. Rosebud General Store in Sebastopol is honoring the late old ball coach Gilbert Barham, who sat in the booth and told you about Leake Academy football with heart and soul every Friday night. And they have endowed the Gilbert Barham color commentator's chair, and occupying that chair once again is Scott Engel. Scott, welcome back.
Good to be home on a Friday night football and the temperature less than 90 degrees.
Yes. Nice transition into the Westside Body Shop weather and field conditions. About 81 degrees right now under clear skies, but the sun has set behind us. We've had some high clouds over us, so things are not baking out here. It's a lot more comfortable. There's hardly any breeze, just a slight breeze. But and talk about field conditions. Scott and I were talking about it off the air. You're not going to find better field conditions for a grass playing surface than you find right here at Union High School.
Yeah, Brad Breland, the previous coach here, did an excellent job. They did a lot of renovations, and Coach Wren has one of the greenest fields we've seen, I believe, this year.
Well, let's go ahead and jump straight into some talk about tonight's matchup between 2-0 Union and 0-3 Leake. We've got to talk about Union first. They have moved from 3A to 2A in the new classification. So they're in MHSAA District 4 2A. So they're with Sebastopol, Philadelphia, J.Z. George, and Eupora.
Yes.
Or as some people say around Starkville, Eupora, I drinka. That's an old
That's
joke.
an old one.
But that's a league that I think this Union club should fare pretty well in there, and they are currently ranked number 1 in 2A by Mississippi Gridiron. So that gets your attention right away.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. He's done a good job putting a team together. He's a good Christian guy, good Christian coach. FCA is very prevalent on both Leake Academy and Union High School's campus, and doing a good job.
One of the things that Coach Brian Pickens and I talked about earlier in the T&K Farm Woodmiser pregame was about just the crisp execution. I called it being a buttoned-up kind of football team that Union has, which you don't always see with teams with a lot of speed and good athletes. Sometimes guys are just saying, hey, give me the ball and let me do my thing. But, but they play good assignment football, and they've got some players out on the edge. Kyon Harris, who's going to wear number 1 at running back. Xavier Bowler, who had a big game against Leake last year at running back and wide out. They use him as, again, I used it last week, kind of a Reggie Bush kind of player. They're going to move him around in formations and just, dare you to tackle him. They're going to get him the ball and dare you to tackle him. And then also, Coach mentioned number 5, that's Keon Hutchins. All 3 of those youngsters are seniors, so they're not intimidated. They're not scared by anything they see on Friday night.
No, they're seasoned veterans. All 3 of them have an opportunity to play on the next level. I know that several coaches are looking at them. So Leake Academy is going to continue to improve tonight. Those are some of the main dudes they're going to face.
Quarterback is a junior, Bug Hickman, who was pressed into action 2 years ago in the Leake game in Madden when their all-state quarterback got hurt, Kenyon Clay.
Yes.
And he was, at that moment as a 9th grader, overwhelmed by the moment, and a very good Leake team as well. But that's not the same Hickman who's playing now.
No,
he's matured, and he knows what he's required to do in this offense, and not take too many chances, get the ball to his playmakers, and just say the Yellow Jackets going to be a handful.
They're legit.
You're going to see a legit team, and they're making their entrance as they did last year. I remember they walk across the front row of the bleachers from our right to left from the press box and get a lot of love from the fans as they do, and then they go down about 6 or 8 steps down to the field. Leake captains are waiting for them at midfield. The other side, Seth Martin, Camden Marble, Charlie Brantley, and also Carter Walsworth, senior leaders on this ball club for Leake, waiting for the coin toss for tonight's game. We're about to take a break. Let's see, Leake is coming out from behind their sign, so I think we're going to do the prayer and national anthem and all those pregame festivities beforehand. So we'll pause the T&K Farms Woodmiser pregame as we get things going. We'll be back in 2 minutes as Leake Academy football continues from Boswell Media Sports.
When dealing with something as complex as taxes and payroll can be, you can turn to Weaver Tax and Accounting to make things easier. Their professional staff works diligently to make sure your business and personal returns are complete and finished in a timely manner. Weaver Tax and Accounting will also execute your bookkeeping and payroll, bringing you the best in tax services since 1979. Weaver Tax and Accounting, 20 South Street, Sebastopol, and 109 Chadwick Avenue in Walnut Grove.
Total Pain Care's mission has always been to reduce suffering, increase function, and provide a better quality of life for every patient. Dr. Eric Pearson and Dr. C.C. Martin are committed to treating patients with the highest standard of care. Total Pain Care has full-time clinics in Meridian and Philadelphia, providing a convenient option for Neshoba County and surrounding areas. Total Pain Care, located in the Medical Arts Clinic at Neshoba General Hospital. Here to help you get back to living your best life.
Is this a familiar sound that seems to be never-ending? Money for this, money for that? Don't worry. Eastside Pawn and Gun to the rescue. Take your pawn to them in exchange for the loan you need to help you through unexpected seasons. Confidentiality will always be respected when you do business with Eastside Pawn and Gun. So what are you waiting for? Stop the fretting and get on over there. Eastside Pawn and Gun, Highway 16, Carthage.
Hello, Rebel fans. It's time for kickoff. Moore's Pharmacy welcomes you to an exciting night of Friday night football. Moore's Pharmacy takes great pride in supporting Leake Academy Rebels, the perfect place to start your weekend. Okay, Rebels, let's kick it off.
Boswell Media Sports.
Welcome back to the T&K Farms Wood-Mizer pregame. The Rebels of Leake Academy and the Yellow Jackets of Union High School about to kick off. The Rebels, the visitors, of course, in Navy helmets with a red stripe LA logo on the side, white jerseys, Navy numerals trimmed in red, and the gray pants with the cardinal red, navy blue stripes on the side. Union with a great contrast tonight. They're in all black, head to toe, and black helmets with a U on the side in yellow and white, black jerseys, white numbers, and black pants, black socks, black shoes. So good contrast tonight. Here's some other matchups going on. We've got the first district game in MAIS 2, District 2 of 5A, as East Rankin hosts Simpson tonight. And then the only other team in our district playing is Copiah hosting North Point. Lamar has the night off. Other games going on that are of interest. 3-0 Jackson Prep at 4-0 JA. Starkville Academy plays at Bio, two recent Rebel opponents. Madison St. Joe at MRA. Pillow at Heritage, two future opponents for Leake. Stringer at Nanawaya. Sebastopol at Pisgah. Forest at Clarkdale. 2-0 Winona at 2-0 Kosciuszko. Scott Central at Leake County. Choctaw Central plays at Philadelphia. Neshoba Central at West Lauderdale. And Leake Central at Morton. Scott Eagle, tell us about the coin toss.
Looks like Union won the toss, deferred to the second half. Leake Academy will receive the ball in the north end zone, headed south here on Dwight Long Field at Union High School.
We have received word just in the last minute or so that, in fact, I see George Wilcox on the opposite side of the field, not dressed out, next to Caden Chipley, who was injured last week. So George will not play. He was hurt during the second half of last week's game. So I expect we'll see Warner Young. We may see something else. Coach Pickens has a way of being mum about those things. I probably would be too if I were coach, so yes. I won't be hard on him. But let's mention, folks, Boswell Media Sports Weekly Football Pick'em Contest Kicks Picks. It's back on Kicks96News.com, and you make your picks each week for the slate of high school and college football games. If you get the most right each week, then you're our weekly winner, and you'll take home a gift certificate from Hometown Prime Steakhouse on Mississippi 21 in Sebastopol. Get the most correct picks throughout the season, and you win the grand prize, a Bayou Classic ceramic grill courtesy of Ozark Ag in Carthage. Got to get those picks in before 6 p.m. on Friday, but it is free, and it certainly is fun, and it certainly is Kicks Picks. Rebels and Yellow Jackets on the field. I was going to say before we kicked off, Scott, one of the great things about playing this game, whether we're at Madden or here, is walking around the end zones and seeing the red and blue and the yellow and black mixed together, folks who've known each other for a long time, yes. And a lot of friendships and relationships and kinships here. And I'm just have been really pleased how this series has gone. First MHSAA, MAIS matchup for the Rebels.
And there's a lot of people from this community that attend school over at Leake Academy. And I was going to say that when you were talking about the players walking by, the home field atmosphere, you can smell the grass, you can smell the concession stand, you're close enough, you can smell the players. And it's almost like a family reunion every week at one of these facilities.
And, hey, I want to congratulate last week's Kicks Picks winner, Chad Arthur of Rosebud.
All right.
Was the winner of a close race with the most correct picks last week. So congratulations, Chad Arthur. That could be you next week if you get in with Kicks Picks. Union ready to kick it off from right to left. We got some football coming at you. Hayden Dolan, who's got a cast on his left wrist, But he doesn't kick it with his left wrist, does he?
No, that's a cast covered by about 2 inches of foam, or either he's got a forearm like Popeye.
Tees it up, a little offset to the right. Charlie Brantley, Mathen Weaver standing along the 15 and 10-yard lines, awaiting tonight's opening kick. The Moore's Pharmacy kickoff finally here at 6:59. Here we go. He's going to kick it high toward the 20. Taken by Matthew Nowell at the 21. He's going to come near sideline and get hit hard out of bounds, but up quickly. Good hard lick there by Quinn Harris for Union. The Rebels will take it 1st and 10 from their own 32-yard line, and it is going to be Warner Young at quarterback, the junior, 6'1", 155. He played in the final about 3 series of the game last week against Bio.
I think last week we saw a little improvement on offense, a little on defense, continuation of drives, and maybe we'll see a little more of that tonight.
2 wideouts to the right, along with an H-back. Handoff goes to Brantley, but Brantley's going to be met right at the line of scrimmage. He'll fight ahead for maybe half a yard, but about 3 black shirts got on him in a hurry. Aiden Davis, the leader among them, and also number 12, Cale Grayson, defensive end, getting on him, and we'll call it 2nd and 9, but that's being generous to give him a yard. Now they'll put Grayson McDonald as an H-back, move him to the left, have a tight end and H-back on the right. It's a power set. Handoff behind the blockers goes Brantley. He's going to find the 33 and then get grabbed around the waist. Again, that was Grayson reading the play nicely and coming over and bringing him down at the 33-yard line. The Rebels face 3rd and short 9 now.
Yeah, you know, saw a hole right off the right tackle. It closed rather quickly, and every week we have faced a defensive lineman that's extraordinary, and they have 2 or 3 up front that are going to be a chore.
1 wide out, split wide left, 2 to the right. Young throws too tall for Matthew Nowell on a slant. They were going in man coverage there where the Yellow Jackets, Kobe Hutchins, was covering Nowell there, but it was too tall and incomplete. The Rebels will go 3 and out on their opening drive. The first quarter of tonight's game presented by the Leake County Co-op.
A good-looking play there. He had the inside of the receiver, about 5 yards too tall, though.
And it may be something Coach talked about, that the passing game is different in the real game. When you get adrenaline going,
yes,
sometimes that ball can fly out of the quarterback's hand. Deep snap, but fielded and punted away cleanly by Atkinson. It's going to hit about 2 yards deep in Yellow Jacket territory and bounce to midfield right on the logo where Matthew Nowell downs it for Leake. So good field position for Union as they take over with 10:37 to go in the Leake County Co-op first quarter. No score.
Very fortunate to get that one off.
Yeah, he had to go back about a step and a half and reach over his head, grab it in, get his feet under him, and got it away before it was blocked. 4 wide outs. The opening set, trips to the right, 1 to the left. Pistol set. Bug Hickman takes the snap, but there was some twitching before the snap, and we'll move Union back 5 yards.
That first play or two is always exciting.
Yes. Speaking of adrenaline.
Yes, speaking of adrenaline.
Ball set back at the Union 45. Yellow Jackets in black moving right to left. 3-man front for Leake. Little play fake. Throw out to short. Flat left side to the 45. Matthew Nowell gets a hold of Nathan Boone and gets him out of bounds after a gain of about 10 yards, so that sets up 2nd and 5.
Got the ball out there quick, but that's an excellent play. Excellent play.
2 wide outs left, 2 to the right. Hickman looking to throw. Fakes short, throws deep, but overthrows Keon Hutchins. Nowell was in coverage back along the 10-yard line. He did a little shoulder fake on the short route and then took it deep, but it's incomplete, 3rd and 5.
They're making a more exerted effort not to let anybody behind them. He was pretty much step in step with that receiver.
3-man front for Leake. They'll throw short in the flat to Hutchins, and he is hit by Tyler Winstead at the line of scrimmage. 2 more Rebels get there. Winstead, Kemp, and Nowell getting there to finish him off. No gain on the play. Great third down play by the Rebel defense.
Yeah, swarming defense. They read that play right off the bat. Looks like they're looking at a punt.
So in that part of the field where sometimes you wonder, team's going to go for it. Rebels need to look out for a fake. They send Weaver and Brantley back deep inside the 15. Punter Mason Tucker will punt it away with his right foot. End-over-end kick taken at the 14 by Brantley. He comes to the hash on the left side, gets grabbed by the jersey, dragged down by Kion Harris. Good play on coverage. Each team's had the ball once. 3 plays and punt. 9:33 to go first quarter. Scoreless ball game, Leake and Union.
Yeah, that was a good opening drive on defense by Leake there.
Yeah, with good field position for the Yellow Jackets. Got to be a big confidence boost to get them turned away 3 and out. So the Rebels set up at the 16-yard line. This time it'll be a keeper. Young fakes a little jet sweep to Weaver, goes straight up in, has to stick his nose in a big pile of bodies and gets about a yard out of it. 2nd and 9. 22, Cameron Hickman credited with the tackle. All right, between the 17 and 18-yard lines. 2nd and 9 for Leake with 3 wide receivers. H-back set to the right. Knee-high snap. This is Charlie Brantley throwing it out, complete to Ben Jackson at the 35. He's up to the 44 before being taken down by Vaden Bowder, the linebacker. And that's a big completion, and that's a Central Mississippi Animal Clinic first down for the Rebels.
Got behind him, saw it early, let enough air under it, he could run under it, caught the ball. Good play.
Got 25 on that play. From the 43, left hash. Brantley, hands off. Sweep around the right side, comes Weaver, gets past one tackler at the 45 and manages to get right up near the midfield stripe.
Did a good job getting that corner.
And he was patient on that one as well. Didn't try to turn it up too quick, got a couple of blocks set up in front of him, and he picks up 5, almost to the 49. We'll call it the 49. 2nd down for the Rebels. 2-by-2 receivers. Camden Marble checks in at running back, and Warner Young back in at QB. Young takes a snap, hands it to Marble. Marble sidesteps a defender, gets into Union territory, gets to the 48, gets stood up and pushed back, gain of about 4, and that sets up 3rd and a yard for LA. You like 3rd and short. Like the play call options. Rebels send some muscle in.
Yep.
Send in Grayson McDonald and Major Chandler. Also Kobe Kemp. They run a kind of a 4-horseman set. And behind the blockers goes Camden Marble. He tumbles down to the 45, and that's pickup of 3 in a Central Mississippi Animal Clinic first down.
That was some tough yardage right off right tackle, but the right side of the offensive line got the leverage on them, and Hellman first, heading north.
Back-to-back first downs for Leake. At the Yellow Jacket 46 from the shotgun. Marble takes the handoff, finds some black shirts in front of him. He gets a yard to the 45, and then 3 Yellow Jackets push him back.
Exactly the opposite on that left side of that play. The defense have got the leverage, and we had nothing.
Grayson.
Maybe a yard.
And Kobe Hutchins coming up from cornerback to make the stop. Leake sends 2 wide receivers to the left, 1 to the right. Back to throw is Young. Has time, has a man over the middle of the 30. That's Ben Jackson, 25. And he's knocked off his sticks at the 22-yard line. Big gain, Central Mississippi Animal Clinic first down.
23-yard gain.
They find a hole back there in front of the safeties. They get another big pass play.
Look, they had 2 deep covering the edges, and they just found that lazy spot right in the middle. Good blocking.
Charlie Brantley takes the first down handoff from the 22. He crosses the 20. Let's see where he's marked. Near the 15, it looks like. Nice 7-yard gain on first down. They're in the David Barham Insurance red zone with 6:07 to play. And we've got a Carthage Veterinary Clinic timeout. We'll take it with them in a scoreless game, 6:07 first quarter as Leake Academy football continues.
If spending days looking for top dollar for your timber has left you feeling like you're barking up the wrong tree, then I would listen closely. Welch Forest Products in Union does it better than anyone and with the least possible damage to your property. Whether it's management, forestry care, pine plantation, thinning, or site prep, the last number you'll dial is 601-774-8200. They buy land with or without timber too. Call Bo Welch now at Welch Forest Products today. 601-774-8200.
I sure do like my new hunting rifle. I bought it over at Ozark Ag. When I went in, they had such a great selection. Took me a while to make up my mind. I have it sighted in now, and I'm ready for the big bucks. Tomorrow I'm going back over to Ozark Ag and stock up on ammo. While I'm there, I just might check out those deer stands. Hey, honey, I know you're listening. Make sure you shop for me at Ozark Ag. They're on Highway 16 West. Carthage.
On second and short, the Rebels run Charlie Brantley straight ahead. He's going to be close to the line to gain for a first down. In fact, it is going to be enough. He gets to the 12. That's another Central Mississippi Animal Clinic first down for Leake. They're operating in the David Barham Insurance red zone. First and 10 from the 12. 5:40 on a ticking first quarter clock. Now they'll send Nowell, Harkins, and Weaver split out wide to the left. Ben Jackson to the right. Camden Marble, the running back. Snaps it to Brantley. Keeper behind right tackle. He's going to find the 6 before he's brought down by Cale Grayson, who's had a lot of tackles early in this game for the Yellow Jackets. Gain of about 5 on that play. 2nd and 5 for Leake.
There's some good blocking on that right side by Connor Moore, looked like.
In fact, we'll give him 6 to the 6. Yeah. On the right hash. Timeout, a player for Union having an equipment issue, I think. Clock stopped with 5 minutes, 5 seconds to play. Next week will be homecoming at Thagard Field. Heritage Patriots coming to town. Be a big week next week. And, of course, we'll bring you the presentation of the homecoming court at halftime. Back to action. Brantley waiting for the snap with Marble on his left hip. Snap. Big hole. Straight up the middle, and that's 6 for the Rebels. 6-yard touchdown run for Charlie Brantley. Rebel touchdowns presented by Weaver Tax and Accounting.
Moore, King, and Jenkins there opened up the gap and put his head down, and excellent run.
Here's Matthew Nowell ready to kick. Ben Jackson to snap. Seth Martin to hold it. Nowell is ready. Here's the snap, the hold, the kick. It's up, away, and it is good. 4:55 to go, first quarter. Leake on top early. 7-0, back in 60.
My knee rehab was 100% successful thanks to Performance Therapy. They sat down with me and created a plan to ensure I would achieve my personal rehabilitation goals, and they encouraged me to get the most out of every session. Performance Therapy provided plenty of material for me to continue my rehab in between sessions too. Hopefully I don't have to see them in the future, but if I did, I would definitely choose Performance Therapy again.
For more information, go to performancetherapyms.com. Performance Therapy, Carthage, Philadelphia, and Forest.
Moore's Pharmacy in Carthage, Sebastopol, and Walnut Grove appreciate you, their customers. We have a beautiful selection of gifts with free gift wrapping. We are one of the only pharmacies around to offer compounding and women's hormone replacement therapy. Moore's Pharmacy accepts all insurance, including Medicaid. Our 2-lane drive-thru and prescription synchronization will make your visit very convenient. Come see us. We have the shortest wait time in town and a professional staff to assist you. Moore's Pharmacy, Highway 16, Carthage.
Boswell Media Sports.
Matthew Nowell ready for the Moore's Pharmacy kickoff after the Rebels touchdown. He's ready, right footer ready to swing his leg. He kicks it low, it hits at the 30, just tumbles up the middle of the field, then off the hands of Harris, and he mishandles it a second time, picks it up at the 5, surrounded by white shirts. Gets past one tackler to the 10, but he will not reach the 15. Tackled at the 13. Credit Braden Welch with the tackle, but there were plenty of Rebels around him, and life's hard when you mishandle the kickoff.
Yes, excellent coverage. They stayed in their lanes, did not let him get to the outside there, and first guy hold him up, second guy put him down.
But let's congratulate the Rebels on that drive. They went, 83 yards?
Something like that in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 plays or so.
8 plays, had 2 big pass plays of 20-plus yards to Ben Jackson along the way.
Yes.
6-yard run for Brantley on the touchdown, and then Nowell extra point made it 7-0. That's a performance therapy reset, and I think we've got the heat timeout.
We do. Yes, sir.
We'll keep it here in the heat timeout because looks like this crew's a little bit short with the timeouts. But 4:55 to go first quarter. Leake Academy 7, Union zip.
Philip, that's probably the best 6-7 minutes of football we've seen this year. Consistent and methodical, and football 101.
That's right, and they that offensive line group opened up some nice holes. Tanner Walsworth, Carter Walsworth, John Wyatt King, Connor Moore, and Hayden Jenkins. Usually those guys, they do their job, you usually don't mention them, but it's good to have a pause to mention them.
Well, my son was a lineman, so I try to get some more in every game.
Good job. Second series for the Yellow Jackets. Bug Hickman at quarterback. Has Xavier Bowler behind him. Bowler gets the carry. They hand it off to 10. Hickman kept it.
And Kobe Kemp made an excellent sophomore linebacker there, made an excellent open field tackle on him.
Gain of only a yard. Kemp making the tackle. Ball set at the 14 on the left hash. 4 wide receivers in the formation from the pistol. The handoff goes to Bowler. Bowler breaks out 15, but run down from behind by Pete Peebles, short of the 20-yard line. They'll give him the 19, and that's a good gain. It sets up 3rd and 4.
Let me tell you something. If he didn't make that tackle, we'd still be watching him run right now. That's a good open field play.
Band director might be getting the band's attention. 3rd and 4, possession play for the Yellow Jackets under 4 minutes first quarter. 3 down linemen for Leake. They'll look to throw it quickly in the slot, and Brantley's right there to make the tackle on Nathan Boone right at the 22-yard line, and that's not going to be enough for the first down.
No, about a yard short, and he read that play, buddy. He read that play.
Yep, they ran a receiver deep, but Charlie Brantley didn't bite on that. He stayed with number 7 and made a solid tackle, hit him in the back. 4th down, the Rebels force another 3 and out on this high-octane Union offense.
Wow. They have showed up and played with great enthusiasm tonight thus far.
Weaver and Brantley standing around their own 45-yard line. Waiting the punt, Mason Tucker. And the play clock hit 0. That should be a delay of game unless Coach Wren caught that and called timeout. If he calls timeout, we'll take it with him. Nope, it's going to be delay of game. That moves the line of scrimmage back to the 17-yard line, and that can only help Leake, you would think, in terms of field position, as punter now stands at about his 2-yard line.
Looks like Coach Wren was going down toward just did not grab his attention quite quick enough.
Mason Tucker waiting for the long snap, gets it away cleanly. Going to tumble near side, hit about the 45. Rebels get away from it. Union surrounds it at the 48, and it's a short field for Leake, leading 7-0. 2:49 to go in the first quarter, presented by the Leake County Co-op.
Looks like they'll take it at the 48. Short field. Boy, take advantage of this.
Yep. Last drive, the Rebels alternated Charlie Brantley and Warner Young at quarterback, and I expect we'll see more of the same. Warner Young out there right now with Camden Marble at his right hip. Weaver split to the left. Harkins on the short side of the field to the right, and Ben Jackson, the tight end, on that side. The Rebels sent out Owen Hitt. We'll line him up as the 11th man up there on the line as a tight end. Snap back to Young, hand off Marble, lowers shoulder, gets hit, spins away, 45, 40, still surging, churning forward to the 39-yard line, and that's a 9-yard gain on first down, but a whole lot of effort from senior Camden Marble.
Look, that was 1 yard of open field and 8 yards. Let's get after it.
Grit. What you got to call that? 2nd down and 1 for the Rebels from the 39. 2 tight ends, hand off Marble, waiting for the blocks to set up, steps inside, gets hit hard right at the line of scrimmage, won't get the first down. Union on that one. Good play by defensive lineman Cameron Hickman.
Yeah, Hickman met him in the hole, and excellent read. He shed a blocker on the offensive line and made a play for, was that -1?
Yeah, lost about half a yard. We'll call it about a yard and a half. Charlie Brantley in, Marble and Young come out. Brantley with an empty backfield. Bring Weaver across, fake the sweep. Brantley trying to get to the first down line, and he tried to break it to the outside. I think if he had stayed on the inside cut, he probably would have gotten just what he needed, but I think he's going to be a couple of feet short.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah, they're going to mark him. Did not get a generous spot. Got at the 39 and 4th and 1 for L.A. Clock under 1:20 to play first quarter. Now they bring Warner Young back into the game with Brantley set as a running back. 4th down, big play for Leake. They go hard count. Now Young looks into the sideline. Looks at Corey Burns on the far side. Corey Burns signaling now. 7 on the play clock. Young comes to the line, gets a waist-high snap. Going to keep it around the side. Good pursuit, and he's going to be short of the first down, driven out short of the 40-yard line. Good lateral pursuit by the Yellow Jackets. Rebels just didn't get the blocks they needed and turn it over on downs at the 40.
It looks like Corey was calling for a hard snap, and he got a snap rather than the timeout. Good pursuit by Union, though. They made the best of that play.
So now a big play from the Union defense. We'll see what they do. 51 seconds on the first quarter clock. Hickman, Bowler in the backfield in a pistol set. 3 wide receivers to the short side. Nearest us, 1 wide receiver out along the 40. Along the numbers. They throw a little screen, tunnel screen, 45, breaking a tackle to the 50, to the 49, getting 10 yards and a first down. Is number 5, Hutchins.
Nile and McDonald pursued that play well. Thought it got him a little short, but looks like he got the yard to gain by just a hair.
Got 10 yards. Setting up at the Rebel 49. Handoff Bowler. Outside, inside. Hagan Bobo hits him. He picks up a couple of yards after contact to the 46. Pickup of 3, 2nd and 7. This may be the final play of the quarter. We'll see what kind of tempo Coach Jordan Wren and his staff want to run here as we wind up tonight's first quarter. They're
going to run it.
They're going to run the play with, and they ran the hard count.
Yep.
Got Bobo to take a step across from nose guard. And that'll surrender 5 yards to the Yellow Jackets. 2nd and 2. 8.5 seconds to play. Now they wind the clock, and I think that's going to end the quarter. We'll step away with Leake Academy leading 7-0 after 1. Back in 60 seconds with the second quarter as Leake Academy football continues.
T&K Farms Wood-Mizer is Mississippi's Wood-Mizer sawmill equipment dealership. T&K Farms Wood-Mizer sells the complete Wood-Mizer equipment line from small personal sawmills to the industrial equipment lineup. T&K Farms stocks parts and has experienced factory-trained service technicians with both in-shop and mobile service available. See T&K Farms Wood-Mizer to start your sawmill business today. Credit cards are accepted for all services. Like them on Facebook. T&K Farms Wood-Mizer, just off Highway 25 at 1128 Liberty Road, Louisville, 662-803-4332.
Did you know most people overpay by up to 50% for individual health insurance? David Barham Insurance will save you that. Plus, David has the best rates on the market for Medicare supplements. The solution is not on the internet or far away. It's right here in Carthage. David Barham, a local insurance agent you can trust. Make sure you have the best coverage and price. Call David Barham, 601-941-1280. on the north side of the square in Carthage.
Boswell Media Sports.
Let's get the second quarter started from Union. Yellow Jackets picked up their first down of the night. They're at the Leake 41, 2nd and 2. From the shotgun, time to throw for Hickman. He fires it deep. Beautiful ball. Receiver gets it in the end zone. That's Hutchins, Keon Hutchins with the touchdown. And they cover some 41 yards on that with a big strike and a beautiful throw from Hickman. Receiver got a step.
The last 3 or 4 passes, they've been concentrating on short side of the field with some blockers out front, and he turned those shoulders short side. And on the post route there across the middle, he got behind Brantley just a little bit, enough to make the catch.
Extra point attempt coming for the Union Yellow Jackets. Snap is down. The kick is very high, and it is good. 7-7 ball game, 11:51 to go, second quarter, back in 60.
Carthage Veterinary Clinic, how may we help you?
Hey, I have a new puppy and I need to bring her in for vaccinations.
Oh, what's her name?
Ellie.
We're so glad you called for an appointment and look forward to meeting you and Ellie.
This is Dr. Brooke Bobo, and we at Carthage Veterinary Clinic are glad to schedule you an appointment for you and your pet. That way we can give you the time that you deserve.
Carthage Veterinary Clinic, Highway 16 West in Carthage. Find all our contact info on Facebook or Google.
Before you begin those do-it-yourself projects outside your home or business, be sure you know where your underground utilities are located. Always call before you dig. One easy phone call to 811 can protect you from injury and expense. Plus, it's the law in Mississippi. Make the call and avoid serious or fatal injury. For more electrical safety tips, contact Central Electric Power Association, serving you since 1937, an equal opportunity provider and employer.
Boswell Media Sports.
Here's the Moore's Pharmacy kickoff after Union touchdown and point after that have tied this ball game at 7 on the first play of the second quarter. Second quarter presented by Welch Forest Products. High kick going to be taken by Mathen Weaver at the 15 along the numbers far side. Hit as he crosses the 25. He'll be able to churn ahead to the 30 before he is slung down hard to the grass. Rebels take over at the 31-yard line with a 7-7 ball game. 52-yard drive and 5 plays for Union for the touchdown. That's a performance therapy reset. 41 yards on the connection from Hickman to Hutchins. Rebels start at the 31. Camden Marble, the running back. Warner Young at quarterback. 2 wide outs to the right and an H-back there too. Handoff coming to the weak side. Marble bounces off one tackler, trying to get to the outside, but can't. As the pursuit came around and got to him, Mylan Moore making the tackle on Marble before he could turn his hips and get up to the corner, no gain.
Look, made the best of that play. Could have lost his feet for about a 7-yard loss and took it. Spun, kept his feet, at least got back to the line of scrimmage.
2nd and 10. Young to pass, good protection, throwing, there's Jackson again at the 45 into Union territory, and he's tackled by Kobe Hutchins, not before he reaches the 47-yard line. That's a 22-yard gain and a Central Mississippi Animal Clinic first down. The Rebels have found that little route 3 times for 20-plus yards, Scott.
Yes, just that little crease.
Yeah.
Most of those safeties are playing back, just they're not going to let anything get behind them, but boy. That 10-yard square.
Now 4 wide out set for Charlie Brantley. Taking the snap, following Marble around right side. Gets a block, 45 to the outside, 40. Close to the first down marker. He gets his legs cut out from under him by Kobe Hutchins along the far sidelines, and he got to the 39. That's an 8-yard pickup on first down.
That looked good. Following that blocking, seal it down. Right side of the line sealed pretty good. Linebackers in pursuit.
Ball at the Yellow Jacket 49. They'll flip the formation left to right. Put the 3 receivers on the short side of the field. Brantley will run it that way. Gets a block from Marble, trying to get to the outside. Gets just 1 yard before Quinn Harris spins him down, coming up from safety. Get him at the 38, and the Rebels face 3rd and 1 after the 1-yard pickup. Need to get to the 37, just shy of the 37. They've got a yard plus. Here comes Warner Young shuffling in for Brantley. So this Brantley-Young shuffle seems to be working for him.
Yes.
In view of the Wilcox injury. Big set here. Handoff straight ahead. Marble slams into the line, gets to the 35, the 34. Plenty for a Central Mississippi Animal Clinic first down for a Leake.
Good blocking up there by Ellsworth. Carter Ellsworth did a good job right side of that line, making the crease for a 3 or 4 yard gain.
7-7 ball game. 34-yard line, the line of scrimmage. 9:18, ticking second quarter clock. Leake on the move, trying to regain the lead. Two H-backs, one on each side of the line. Handoff, Marble sweeping around, gets to the corner, gets to the 31, maybe even the 30, before Quinn Harris got him around the thighs and dragged him down. We'll call it a 4-yard gain. 2nd and 6 coming up for Leake from the 30.
And that was a good play by their cornerback, number 3, Harris. If not for that tackle, there had been a few more yards on top of that.
Now we'll split out wide left. Back to the 2 H-back set. Loading the box defensively. Charlie Brantley finds a crease left side, 25-20. He's got the first down and a lot more. Looks like he's down to the 17-yard line. Big gain in a Central Mississippi Animal Clinic first down for the Rebels.
Jenkins come down on that linebacker on the second level, made a great block, and he took advantage of that.
Rebels operating in the David Barham Insurance red zone. The 2 H-backs, handoff goes to Brantley. Breaks one tackle, comes up middle of the field, 10-5. That's 6 for the Rebels. Second score on the ground tonight for Charlie Brantley, and the Rebels are back in front. It's 13-7. Rebel touchdowns presented by Weaver Tax and Accounting.
Well, look, offensive line made a small crease. That was that running back that time. He made that play happen.
Yep, he found another gear once he got going north and south, didn't he?
Yes, sir.
Now we'll on to kick the extra point out of the hold of Seth Martin. Ben Jackson ready to snap it. Snap, hold, kick, up, away, and it's plenty good. 8:03 to go. Rebels back on top, 14-7, back in 60.
You can't get much for $5 these days, unless you go to Wendy's for a $5 Biggie Bag. Get your choice of double stack, junior bacon cheeseburger, or crispy chicken sandwich, plus 4-piece nugs, junior fry, and a small soft drink, all for just $5. You got that bag, you got that Biggie Bag, you got that bag. That was smooth, wasn't it? That's how you're gonna feel when you get that Biggie Bag at Wendy's. You got that bag, you got that bag.
U.S. price and participation may vary.
Edinburgh Drugs, right in the heart of Edinburgh. They make convenience a priority for their customers with easy drive-through pickup and free home or business delivery. You can also visit edinburghdrugs.com to shop for gifts and order your refills while you're there. Patient education is very important to owner and pharmacist Cody Coffin. She's happy to explain your medication and how to take them. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care. Edinburgh Drugs, your independently owned Health Mart pharmacy. Highway 16, Edinburgh.
Boswell Media Sports.
Matthew Nowell comes forward, kicks it toward the 20-yard line on the Moore's Pharmacy kickoff. Coming with it near side is Omari Holiday. And he's met by Tyler Winstead and forced out of bounds in front of us. There is a late flag that came in as there was some action about 5 yards away from the play. Now they're going to call holding against Union. That's the indication. Is that the first flag we've had tonight? Well, we've had a delay of game.
Delay of game and a illegal procedure.
That's right. Leake had an illegal procedure in the first.
But it's been a real clean played ball game.
So the starting field position won't be so great for Union as the balls walk back to about the 20-yard line. Yep, square on the 20 on the right hash. So 80 yards away from the end zone. Leake leading now 14-7 after a 69-yard drive. Charlie Brantley with a second TD score of the night from 17 yards out. Nowell's extra point made it 14-7. That's a performance therapy reset. Bowler gets the handoff on first down. He's hit right away, gets only a yard. Good read of the play by Pete Peebles. Peebles, the junior, who's moved from inside to outside here early in the season. Moved from the defensive tackle to defensive end. Second down and about 8.5, 9 yards. Call it 9. 2-by-2 receivers. The pistol set. Looked like the running back left early, but no flag. They throw the slot man. He turns upfield and drops it. That was Nathan Boone. Slot receiver had a little room in front of him, deciding where he was going to go with it, and then he forgot something.
I'll tell you what, the play in the interior line right now, Bobo and number 30.
Yeah, Owen Hitt.
Owen Hitt, man, they're giving that line all they want.
Third and long. They've got to get right to the 30 for the first down. Rebels showing some pressure from the edge. Dylan Massey at linebacker, cheating down a little bit. Snap goes back to Hickman. Sets up, throws a beauty of a ball deep. Receiver behind the defense, but he can't catch it.
Oh, he fell down.
At
Lost
the
his
30-yard line. He threw that ball about 50 yards in the air or more, but Zy Buckley couldn't come down with
it. He caught Hall on the double move, and the ball was just a little bit underthrown. Just got tripped up right there at the last second. Happens to the best of us.
Fourth down. And the groan you heard come up from the home crowd. Oh, that was almost a big play. But as it is, it'll be a Mason Tucker punt. Weaver and Brantley standing the 42 in their own territory. Union trying to get somebody on the field, having some personnel problems, and they'll call a Carthage Veterinary Clinic timeout. So the Rebels have gone back in front 14-7, 7:11 to go in the Welch Forest Products second quarter. Been a good effort for a Rebel team without its starting quarterback.
Look, you got two of their studs on the sideline. You're in hostile territory against a very well-coached, seasoned, physical football team, and they've met them blow for blow. I mean, the enthusiasm I've seen from the guys after the play. Look, Leake Academy came to play ball tonight.
Yep. That's what Coach Brian Pickens has said has been true about this group. Now they have been beaten. They've made mistakes, but they have not. The problems have not been effort problems.
Correct.
Through these first three ball games. Back to a fourth down situation. Tucker punts it away. Rebels don't rush. Kick comes to the 45. Weaver thinks about it, but then wisely stays away from it, and it'll die in front of the Union sideline at the 47. The Rebels have great field position with 7:01 to play, leading 14-7 in tonight's second quarter. Tonight's broadcast powered by Central Electric Power Association. We'll take a minute and remind Rebel fans that Total Pain Care is a wellness sponsor for LA Sports. They have 7 locations. Visit totalpaincare.org. 3 wide outs to the short side of the field. Snap comes back this time to Mathen Weaver. He's going to sweep to the right, get to midfield, get a yard deep into Yellow Jacket territory before he's wrestled to the ground by a couple of black jersey defenders. Good job by Hayden Dolan and Jenkins, Grayson again making the tackle, but a pickup of 4 for Leake. You can get 4 or 5 yards every rush. You got it made.
So them referees are going to start throwing their hands up sooner or later.
2nd and 6, 2 H-backs, 1 on each side. Handoff Weaver from Young. Trying to get to the outside, breaks a tackle, 45. Open field in front of him near the sideline, inside the 35 and out. Shy of the 30. They'll say he stepped out of bounds with a left foot at the 33, but that's a Central Mississippi Animal Clinic first down and a 16-yard gain.
Yes, sir.
The officials talking to each other. Okay, well, I didn't see a flag out. They'll mark it at the 33. First down, Rebels. Rebels are having some success with the sweep.
Yeah, they certainly got that corner that time.
Young with Weaver to his left. Hands it off to Weaver, following Grayson McDonald. Looking for a crease, gets it 30. Flag comes in as he leans into the 25, but yellow laundry holding.
Yeah. Looked like the right tackle did not quite get the cut on that defensive end, and he just sort of grabbed him to help hold him a little bit. Can't blame a guy for trying.
That's right. Hey, at the Wendy's halftime, we're going to talk to Miriam Prince. That'll be fun. Exactly 6 minutes to go. But we'll step aside for a 60-second break. Leake leading 14-7.
What is the value of an independent insurance agent? We don't work for any one insurance company. Instead, we work for our clients. We sell insurance from multiple companies, and that means at South Group Cox Agency, you always have an expert on your side who can find you the best policy and rates for you and your family. Now is the time to come by and let us at South Group Cox give you a free quote. Open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5 p.m. South Group Cox Agency, 207 West Main Street in Carthage.
It was my turn. I oversaw the ordering of our family reunion custom t-shirts. I had no idea what I wanted, but the girls at In Sports were so helpful. They showed me several ideas and colors that made my decision much easier, and the prices were very reasonable. Thank you to In Sports for filling my order quickly. You'll always be my go-to for personalized t-shirts. Check out their Facebook page to see more cool things they personalize. In Sports, Beacon Street, Philadelphia.
Boswell Media Sports.
A warm, humid, but not unpleasant night. 78 degrees right now in Union. Westside Body Shop presenting weather and field condition reports. Rebels with 1st and 10 at the Union 43. Warner Young by himself in the backfield. Excuse me, that's Charlie Brantley. He's going to roll to his right. Pressure coming. He's going to be sacked back at the 47 in Rebel territory. It's a loss of about 10 on the play.
Looks like he had Harkins in that little Netherlands zone, but throwing it back against you, the grain there would not have been a good idea. But good pursuit by the defensive line for Union.
Credit Cameron Hickman, defensive tackle, senior, getting the pressure and the sack. We get just a little bit of a breeze into the press box. We'll take it.
Amen.
2nd and 20 for L.A. Oh, 25. I'm sorry. They had the penalty as well. 2nd and lots. Throw to Jackson over the middle, and he's separated from the ball violently right at midfield, and he goes down. Big hit by Kobe Hutchins. 17 hits number 17. David Jones, the trainer, coming off the far sideline to look at senior Ben Jackson.
Yeah.
We'll take a timeout as Jackson's attended to with 5:02 to go in the second quarter, and the Rebels leading by 7.
Baptist League Rural Health Clinics have a variety of healthcare options with primary care, pediatrics, and women's health. Providing care at 3 locations in Carthage, Walnut Grove, and Madden. Call 601-267-1470 today to schedule your appointment. Extended hours and Saturdays are available at our primary care clinic located in Carthage. Baptist League, making your health care our #1 priority.
Leake County Cool.
All right, we are back. Thankfully, a short injury timeout as Ben Jackson walks back to the far sideline under his own power. Rebels face basically 3rd and Stratton from here. They got to get down to the 23-yard line there at their own 47. That's 3rd and 30 by my math. So comes back to Young. He flips it out left side. 101. And through the hands of Matthew Nowell, incomplete. He got tagged pretty good by Mylan Moore inside the 30. Rebels nearly had a big play there that would have set them up for 4th and short, but now it's going to be a punt.
Yep. Look, this has been a hard-fought game. That was good defensive coverage there. It had been a little short. The play before the last break. Did you notice who the first one to that League Academy player was? Union's head coach was the first one at that to that player. That says a lot toward his character.
Reese Atkinson stands at his own 32 to punt it away. Gets in a good snap. Pressure coming up the middle, but he hits a low kick that wobbles inside the 30. And the Rebels will surround it as it rolls to the 21 near the numbers on the far side, and Kobe Kemp will put his hands on it. They'll pin the Yellow Jackets back at their own 21-yard line with 4:40 to go in the second quarter, presented by Welch Forest Products. Leake 14, Union 7. Union in black moving left to right as we look at it from the press box. And we appreciate W.T. Smith, the athletic director, and everybody at Union always being so helpful and welcoming. The Rebels get a TFL on first down. Owen hit in the backfield, sending Bowler backwards to the 19, a loss of 2.
They split the gap on that one, and about 2 of those gaps remained open. That's good play up front. Bobo's been he's in a wrestling match.
Yeah.
He's causing a ruckus on that offensive line.
Second and 12, excuse me. They throw into the left flat, throw it to Buckley. But Buckley's hit before he can cross the 20. The Rebels get out on it. 4 of the Rebels stand him up and push him back. McDonald and Hitt, Kemp, and Nowell.
Look, Winston made the play. He didn't get credited with a tackle, but he certainly came up and read that quickie on the end.
No gain, 1 yard gain, 3rd and 11. Looking to get to the 31 of the Yellow Jackets. Clock winding under 3:40 to play before halftime. And Hickman looks into the sidelines. 4 wide receivers, brings man in motion right to left. They throw a screen underneath to Bowler. He's got some room to run. 25, 30, but the Rebels turn him back before he can get to the 30. And there's some celebration on the far sideline because that's a stop and a 3 and out by this Rebel defense.
Was that Camden Marble on that tackle?
Yes, it was.
He closed that thing down.
That's the first tackle I have him registered with. And I may have missed one, but, boy, that was a big one. That one gets a circle around the one.
Yes,
Not all tackles are created equal.
No, that one was certainly worth its weight.
I went on a pastoral visit, see an older lady one time. She told me, honey, all men may be created equal, but all custards are not. All tackles are not created equal. Tucker gets the punt away. Taken at the 46 by Weaver. Slips past one tackler. Goes into Union territory. Wrestled down at the 46. The Rebels have great field position in front of them. Late second quarter, 2:58 to go and a 7-point lead.
You know, if you keep going to the library, eventually you'll learn how to read. I think Leake Academy has been doing their homework and paying their dues the last 3 weeks, and they have certainly showed up tonight. I'm impressed.
Yep.
I'm impressed.
This has been the most consistent efforts over 2 quarters that we've seen. Big set tight end, 2 H-backs. Snap goes back to Young, hands it to Charlie Brantley. He tries to lower his head, go up the middle, but finds nothing there but black shirts. As he is met and stopped by a man wearing number 75. I see a guy with a black jersey and white numbers with number 75. It makes me think of Mean Joe Green out of the University of North Texas.
Look, he's as wide as Mean Joe. If he had 4 inches taller,
yep,
mercy.
75 is Donovan Bowler.
What grade Bowler in?
He's a junior. 6'3".
He ain't gonna do nothing with
his weight listed as 0. I think they decided to turn the scale off at that point.
They left a 3 and another number. He's a
2nd and 10. Keeper sweep around the right side for Brantley. Goes outside, back in, but covered well. Good adjustment to the play from the Yellow Jackets. He gets 1 yard to the 45, but leaves the Rebels facing 3rd and 9 with under 2 to play in the quarter.
That was, the offensive line just did not move that play. They are almost at a stalemate, and then that weak side linebacker came up and made a good open field tackle.
Charlie Brantley checks into the game along with Warner Young. Looks like the Rebels are going to let the clock run down to the 1 on the play clock and then call a timeout, and I think they've got 2 to use. Clock going to wind down under 90 seconds. We'll take the timeout with them. The Rebels up 7 points. We'll be back after this on Boswell Media Sports.
If spending days looking for top dollar for your timber has left you feeling like you're barking up the wrong tree, then I would listen closely. Welch Forest Products in Union does it better than anyone and with the least possible damage to your property. Whether it's management, forestry care, pine plantation, thinning, or site prep, the last number you'll dial is 601-774-8200. They buy land with or without timber too. Call Bo Welch now at Welch Forest Products today. 601-774-8200.
He's headed to the end zone.
The Junction and Prince Oil Fuel Champions. As you travel to the game, shop and fuel with people who are invested in your community. 60 years of fueling Central Mississippi and champions like Leake Academy. Locations are all over Mississippi: Carthage, Philadelphia, Oxford, Ridgeland, Scuba, Louisville, Newton, and Union. They also do catering.
So be sure to put some Junction in your next function.
It's the Junction and Prince Oil.
Boswell Media Sports.
Philip Palmertree and Scott Engel with you from Union. Rebels facing 3rd and 9 from the Union 45. Knee-high snap to Young. Has time to throw. Left side. 1-on-1 matchup, but well covered. Wanted Charlie Brantley, but Kion Harris was having none of it, and good single coverage on the left side.
That ball would have had to have been about 8 yards longer, a little more air under it for him to have a chance, but it would have been just a fight for the ball. It was a good play defensively there.
So good stop for the Yellow Jacket defense. That sends Reese Atkinson and the punt unit onto the field. Clock stops with 1:20 to play in the Welch Forest Products second quarter. Kion Harris deep inside his 15, nearly blocked. High kick, tumbling in over end. It will hit inside the 25, turns sideways, and Kemp will down it at the 22-yard line. Yellow Jackets will get it with 70 seconds to go before halftime. Be with us for the Wendy's halftime. Of course, Scott and I will provide, as Jack Crystal would say, a recapitulation of the first half
of the situation.
And before that, we'll talk to Miriam Prince. You know who she is. A lot of people know who she is. And she's a student at East Central Community College. Now, how about a win from East Central Community College last night, Scott? You had a sideline view of it, 62-7 over Coahoma.
Most points East Central scored since my grandpa was a child.
Since in 85 years, that's right. All right, we'll talk more about that maybe at halftime. Hickman brings the offense onto the field, hands it to Kion Harris. He's dodging, weaving, gets to the 30, 35, and Marble gets him from behind as he came to the 40-yard line. That stops the clock with exactly a minute to play. But a big gain of 20 and a first down for the Yellow Jackets.
Very fortunate to tackle him. He was flirting with the sideline there, but good play. He waited for the hole to open and did not give up.
Bobbed and weaved his way into the clear. Hickman wants to throw on 1st and 10. Throwing out just out of the reach of Zy Buckley along the 30-yard line. Safety was in coverage there. Marble along with the cornerback Braden Hall.
Braden had a step on Braden. Braden was right there with him with a hand on, and just like a gnat, just bothered him enough that he couldn't catch the ball.
Buckley's a nice side receiver, about 6'1", maybe 6'2".
Good-looking kid.
Got some height. They were trying to take advantage of it there. 2nd and 10, Yellow Jackets, 43 seconds. Handed on a jet sweep. Bowler cross midfield, tackled at the logo from behind by Camden Marble at the 49.
Look, Tyler Winston turned that thing back in, and he running back cut just almost made it, but good pursuit.
Excuse me, sorry about that. 1st and 10. Clock starts again. 30 seconds to go. Fake the little sweep, throw it out to the side. Harris gets away. No, it's Hutchins to the 35, to the 30, and runs into 2 Rebels at the 29-yard line who get him down at that point. Seems like the Yellow Jackets playing with a little more urgency and speed right now, and they call timeout with 19.4 seconds to play in the half. Timeouts presented by Carthage Veterinary Clinic. We'll keep it here.
Yeah, 3 plays real quick, and urgency would be a good word for that.
And they have, if you notice, they put it in the hands of their playmakers. Bowler, Harris, and Hutchins. Hutchins has the touchdown 41-yard pass from Hickman, first play of the second quarter. The Rebels have 2 Charlie Brantley touchdown runs, have a 14-7 lead, and that's a performance therapy reset here late in the half.
You know, every team has a culture. Some are known for their, you know, if you go down toward Taylorsville, you're known for quarterbacks. Another place known for running backs. Union is known for their weight program across the board, male, female. There's no telling how many trophies have won there. Just looking at the players, they're very thick and looks like well conditioned. But man, Leake has made them blow for blow tonight.
Union coming into the game ranked number 1 by Mississippi Gridiron in MHSAA 2A, the 2A class. Ranked number 7 in the Little 10. That's 3A and under.
That's saying something.
So 19 seconds to go. 1st and 10 from the Leake 29. Going to throw, putting it up deep. Spiral wide open is Hutchins in the end zone, back left corner, and he's got it. They ran a little fake to a couple of different players, and the Rebel safeties were looking in the backfield, weren't they, Scott?
They were setting up that, hey, we want you to think we're not running reverse, we're running a reverse. Transition to a pass, and look, number 5 not going to drop the ball. He had those hands of his. When that ball hits his hands, that ball stops. Excellent play out there.
That's a big momentum play with just 11 seconds. PAT looks like it's off to the left. And it is, no, it's good. I don't have the best angle. The guys underneath said it was good, and it's a 14-14 ball game with 11 seconds. We'll keep it here, but a big, big play late second quarter, big momentum play for the Yellow Jackets to tie this ball game at 14.
And that was about a, 5-6 play drive. They got their plan together that last minute and a half.
Moore's Pharmacy kickoff coming up after we see this game tied.
Well, Coach Palmer, what do you do? It's 11 seconds left. Would you kick it deep, cover it? Would you try for the onside, trust your defense?
I would kick it deep and play it 14-14 and say, boys, we got 24 minutes to win this ball game.
Amen.
That's what I'd say.
That's what Coach Palmer would.
Yeah, that's what Coach Palmertree would say, yep.
Gotcha.
Coach Palmertree earns exactly what he's worth as a coach, which is 0. Forward on it is Samuel Allewine, and they'll squib kick it down to the 35. Rebels nearly lose control of it right at the 35, but gather it back in as the black shirts come sliding in. 8 seconds to go in the quarter, and Leake have to run one play. Probably going to get a kneel down right here and in the half.
Best half of football we've seen all year from Leake Academy.
Yep, start to finish from the half, definitely. Best half, and they'll put Young back in the pistol, low snap, and he'll just take a knee there. That will run out the half. 14-14, Leake 14, Union Yellow Jackets 14. We'll take an extended break and come back with a Wendy's halftime. Look out, a lot that you'll want to hear, so don't go anywhere as Leake Academy football continues from Boswell Media Sports.
Dr. Ryan Anderson and his crew at Central Mississippi Animal Clinic love getting to know you and your pets. In addition to your pet's health care, they offer boarding that will be your fur baby's home away from home. Become a member of the Central Mississippi Animal Clinic family today. Download the Central Mississippi Animal Clinic app or go to centralmississippianimalclinic.com. Central Mississippi Animal Clinic, Highway 35, Carthage. Edinburgh Drugs, right in the heart of Edinburgh. They make convenience a priority for their customers with easy drive-through pickup and free home or business delivery. You can also visit edinburghdrugs.com to shop for gifts and order your refills while you're there. Patient education is very important to owner and pharmacist Cody Coffin. She's happy to explain your medication and how to take them. Health Mart, taking the time to listen and care. Edinburgh Drugs, your independently owned Health Mart pharmacy. Highway 16, Edinburgh. Total Pain Care's mission has always been to reduce suffering, increase function, and provide a better quality of life for every patient. Dr. Eric Pearson and Dr. C.C. Martin are committed to treating patients with the highest standard of care. Total Pain Care has full-time clinics in Meridian and Philadelphia, providing a convenient option for Neshoba County and surrounding areas. Total Pain Care, located in the Medical Arts Clinic at Neshoba General Hospital. Here to help you get back to living your best life.
Premier Medical Group, PMG. Your good health is our priority.
Did you know you do not have to drive for specialized care? Premier Medical Group in Kosciuszko partners with specialists in urology, cardiology, neurology, and orthopedics. Have your primary care provider refer you to a PMG specialist today.
Premier Medical Group, PMG. Good health is our priority.
At Wendy's, you don't need a psychic to tell you your hamburger's gonna taste great.
Excuse me?
Because every square hamburger is a sign you're getting the best.
Did someone say sign?
4 corners of hot and juicy fresh beef that make deliciousness its destiny every time.
Hold on. I'm getting fresh beef.
When you want the best hamburger, square's the beef. Choose wisely.
Choose Wendy's, Dave Single. I am a psychic, after all.
Fresh beef available in the contiguous U.S., Alaska, and Canada.
Boswell Media Sports.
It's the Wendy's halftime from Union. We got a tie ball game. Leake 14 and the Union Yellow Jackets 14. Scott Engel will be back in a little bit, and we'll talk about this close played, exciting first half from Union. We've got John Alden Crosby on the action camera. We've got Billy Steen in the studio. We've got all of you here. Hopefully you're watching or listening on the Edinburgh Drugs video stream, and that gets you that nice clear picture at the Boswell Media Sports YouTube channel. Wendy's halftime rolling on, and we always get to have a fun interview at halftime, and today the emphasis is on the word fun interview. Right. We've got a young lady with us who is an alumna of Leake Academy, and she's a freshman at East Central Community College. What'd you say your name was?
Miriam Prince.
Miriam Prince, that's right. We know you. You're known far and wide among Leake Academy folks. Well, Miriam, you're, what's it like to now be at a football game and you're not a Leake Academy student anymore?
Well, I was telling Mavry, I was like, nobody really prepares you to come to your first high school game when you're not a student. Just Leake Academy was such a good experience for me, so it definitely brought back a lot of memories. I definitely missed the place, but I do love EC now. Go Warriors.
Yeah, go Warriors. Boy, we were talking during the commercial break about that 62-7 win that the East Central Warriors had last night at Bailey Stadium against Coahoma, and that was some kind of first quarter. I have never seen anything like that in all my years of watching football.
It was crazy.
There's some exciting times ahead for Warrior football, but we'll talk about what the transition's been like for you, classes, and then, of course, we're going to talk about basketball as well, as you're a part of Coach Betsy Harris's program now. But what's the transition been like for you?
It's been a good, different but good transition. I really like the not having like an 8-hour day of school and just having to take the classes that I want. I love all my professors and teachers. They're all so funny, and they make the learning such an easy thing, even when the subject matter is difficult.
Yeah, it's a good feeling, isn't it, when you're in your first semester at college, and let's say you don't have a class between 10 and 11, and you just look at your watch and you go, I don't have to be anywhere for an hour.
I can take a 20-minute nap.
That's right. I could go have a cup of coffee and just read something I want to read, or just do nothing. Well, that's good. Right. That's good, but I know you're not doing nothing when it comes to basketball, are you?
That's for sure.
Talk about what the summer conditioning program and fall practice startup has been like for you at EC.
Well, somebody was talking about the other day about how East Central was about to start a cross-country team, and I was like, well, we've already started one on the basketball conditioning. So the conditioning is, but I'm very familiar with that. If y'all know anybody named Amanda Hatch, she tried to start a track team at Leake. So I have been prepared, but it's crazy. it's more time, so she has more time to run us.
Let's just say you have what I hear you saying is you have some miles on your odometer when it comes to running from your days under Coach Hatch.
Shout out to Coach Hatch. I never thought that I would thank her for baselines, but I am.
Yeah. Well, and then let's go ahead and get this out of the way. This has been a matter of a lot of conversation. You've got some teammates and roommates who have recently, in the last 7 days or so, become internet famous, right? Tell us about your teammates and about your teammates from the other side of the Atlantic.
They're all my roommates, actually. And, yes, Nikki, my roommate, has been making just TikTok vlogs of what it's like in America, and she made one about Alabama.
And she's Australian.
She's Australian.
Yeah.
Got millions of views, and SEC Nation reached out to her, and we've just been texting here recently. She just finished up her thing today. Yeah, but she told me today, she was like, yeah, they said I'm going to get to meet somebody famous. I think his name is Tim. Maybe Tim Tebow. And I was like, oh, my goodness, are you kidding me? And I told her, I was like, only you, Nikki Stanek, would come to America for a month and be on national television.
Yeah, and get to meet somebody that probably everybody in this stadium would love to meet and talk to. And she has no idea the significance of it.
She has no idea.
That is so funny. And so, yeah, the 3 teammates two from Australia and then one from England, saw them at the ball game last night. And they have become a sensation on TikTok over the last couple of days, and I love how was it Nikki who she wasn't even sure if SEC Nation was a TV show or a radio show,
yeah,
right?
She was very her eyes got so big when we told her that it would be streamed in front of millions of people.
Yeah.
She was like, "Is this legit?" And we were like, "Girl."
Yeah, probably 30% of the country is watching that on Saturday morning.
You're right.
Well, that should be fun. So consider that an unpaid advertisement plug for SEC Nation on Saturday morning on the SEC Network. You'll get to see some East Central Community College basketball players, and they had their first experience with Coach Harris, taking them last Saturday to the Alabama Middle Tennessee game in Tuscaloosa. And that's weird. Coach Rocky Felker and I last night were talking, Coach Dr. Gregory and I were talking about that at halftime. It's sort of like, your first boat ride being on a cruise ship.
Right. Yeah, that's what I was telling her. I was like, now we're going to go to a few more football games, and we don't know if you're going to expect this. And I heard her on the phone. She was like, Mom, Betsy got us tickets to an NFL game. And I didn't even stop her because the Tide is basically like an NFL game.
Yeah, they are. And the players make almost as much.
That's true, too.
You can quote me on that. And it's so funny, Scott Engel, whose seat you're sitting in right now, he's a big Alabama fan. So he'll probably find out from somebody that we were cracking a little bit on Alabama.
I know a guy, Michael Graham. He's from here. He's a Tide fan, too.
But what would you tell fans of East Central Community College women's basketball to be prepared for when November comes around?
I would say that, are you talking about the fans?
Yeah, what should the fans be prepared to see?
They should be expecting to see some winning basketball games. We're gonna be Betsy's gonna whip us in shape, and I think we're gonna get a lot of wins and go far this year.
Yep, we've got some good size in the low post.
Yes, very good size.
I know 2 players who come from Leake Academy who will sure get after you on defense.
That's true.
Who will take the ball from you, and they know what to do with it when they have it, you and Red. And I think it's going to be a fun year at the Brackenwood Gym. So let's consider that a commercial for East Central Community College women's basketball. Be there, buy your tickets, listen on Cruising 98.3 for those home games. Should be a lot of fun. All right, now let me ask you a couple more things as we wrap this up. And this is a question similar to one I know I asked you last year about basketball, but I'm just going to let you talk to an imaginary group of Leake Academy 7th graders, okay? And what would you tell them now that you've been through it and you've been through junior high, you've been through high school? What would you tell? What are 2 things you might tell a group of Leake Academy 7th graders?
Well, I would say, one, to just have fun and take in every moment, because you don't think it goes quick, but it does. I remember thinking in 7th and 8th grade, I've got all these years left, but just treasure every moment, even in the locker room when it stinks and when you're running baselines for 50 minutes straight. Enjoy all of it because you're going to miss it one day. And then the second thing I would say is do your dribbling drills. If you can handle it, you can play anywhere.
Do not neglect your dribbling drills.
Do your dribbling drills.
You've heard it from one of the top scorers in Leake Academy girls basketball history. So, that's not me telling you. That's Swaggy P telling you that.
That's right.
So put it on a poster. All right, one final question that we love to ask here. What's your go-to order at Wendy's since this is the Wendy's halftime?
Oh, I like the this is a random order, but I really like the loaded fries, and then I also like the chili. And Red put me on the strawberry lemonade too.
Yes, Red is correct about the strawberry lemonade. I'm telling you, that's good stuff. Okay, there's your recommendation. Order the Miriam Prince. It's the loaded fries with the chili and the strawberry lemonade.
That gives me the ability to shoot.
Yeah, that's right. it can help you. It sure can. It's not going to keep you from making a basket.
That's
is
right.
It?
That's right.
That's right. So stop by Wendy's in Forest, Carthage, Philadelphia, Newton, Kosciuszko, anywhere you're hearing this broadcast. Go by Wendy's. Use the Wendy's app for convenience. And thank you, Miriam Prince. You're very kind to come and talk to a group of people who still very interested in how you're doing and really appreciate the kind of young lady you are.
Yes, sir, of course, anytime. Thank you for having me.
All right, Miriam Prince joining us on the Wendy's halftime. We'll take another break, and Scott Engel will rejoin us. We'll talk about this 14-14 game between the Rebels and Union back after this on Boswell Media Sports.
West Side Body Shop says, let's face it, stuff happens. And when it does, they can take care of damage as small as a chip in your windshield all the way up to full collision services. Insurance claims are always welcome too. Just be sure your first stop is West Side Body Shop in Philadelphia. They also specialize in truck accessories, including toolboxes, visors, Nerf bars, and winches. They make your ride look cool. West Side Body Shop, just off Beacon Street on Waterview Lane, right behind the Huddle House in Philadelphia.
He's headed to the end zone.
The Junction and Prince Oil Fuel Champions. As you travel to the game, shop and fuel with people who are invested in your community. 60 years of fueling Central Mississippi and champions like Leake Academy. Locations are all over Mississippi. Carthage, Philadelphia, Oxford, Ridgeland, Scuba, Louisville, Newton, and Union. They also do catering.
So be sure to put some Junction in your next function.
It's the Junction and Prince Oil.
Leake County Co-op is ready for deer season.
Okay, guys, I have this problem. Every year, my hunting coveralls seem to get smaller. Am I the only one that has this issue?
No. I think it's the feed we're on. Kind of like we feed the deer all that good stuff to make them bigger, just not in the right way.
You're so funny. I'm headed to our Leake County Co-op now to buy new hunting gear and seed for our food plots.
Yep, I was there yesterday, and I got mine.
Leake County Co-op, Highway 16 in Carthage.
Register to win a 70-inch smart TV during the end of summer savings sale at Woodstock Furniture Value Center. Bedrooms plus free mattress $7.98. Living rooms just $6.98. Dining sets only $3.98. And queen mattresses $1.99. Kings $2.99. Plus, it's all backed by our low price and same-day delivery guarantee with no credit needed and no money down. Only at Woodstock Furniture Value Center in Meridian, Philadelphia, and WoodstockValueCenter.com.
Boswell Media Sports.
We get the Wendy's halftime back in gear. About under 6 minutes before the start of the third quarter. Philip Palmertree and Scott Engel with you. Rebels 14, Union 14 at the half. And Scott's got some totals we're going to look at in just a minute, but I am going to take just a second and check the Friday scoreboard. By the way, you can check that as well anytime on Friday evening during the ball games or afterwards. There's a widget for it on Kicks96news.com, and it's just put there along with the news stories. And you can keep track of ball games that you want to follow. It specializes on scores from the area, and we'll update you on a couple. Second quarter score: Winona leading Kosciuszko 24-17. A couple of others: Bay Springs up big on Heidelberg. 22-0. Oilers in trouble at home. Eupora beating Okolona 28-8 at the half. Raleigh with a 12-7 lead over the Taylorsville Tartars at halftime. And then, again, trying to specialize on things that are close to us. Hey, Neshoba Central got off to a rocky start this year, but they're at a 7-7 tie with West Lauderdale over in Collinsville at the half. Choctaw County with a comfortable 16-3 lead up at Ripley in far north Mississippi tonight. Morton blanking Leake Central 21-0 at the half. Forest blanking Clarkdale on the road 17-0. A couple of other scores. Florence up over McGee 6-0 at the half. Gulfport leading Madison Central 7-3 at the intermission. In a 7A match, Starkville up on the road 21-7 at Meridian. Still looking in this area. Philadelphia, second quarter, they put up a lot of points, 32 on Choctaw Central. They lead by 13, 32-19 at halftime over in Philly. And a couple of more scores as we look through that Friday scoreboard. Louisville up big on Columbus, second quarter, 31-8. And Oak Grove leading Hattiesburg. That's a big game down in South Mississippi, 13-6 right before halftime. Still looking for Newton County. I know that's what Scott's looking for, too. I hadn't seen them come across the ticker yet, but still looking. But we'll keep looking here a little bit, but we'll throw things over to our friend Scott Engel. And Scott, as we said, this is a pretty strong half of football from the Rebels, and they're tied with the number one team in MHSAA 2A.
If you start looking at the pros and cons, okay, that's a con. You're playing away. It's a con. You're playing a ranked team. It's a con. Some people would say MAIS versus MS
public school. Yeah.
Public school, however you say that.
Sometimes the letters get confusing.
It's a con, because anyway. But when you look at the game, this is a very impressive half. Considering one of your greatest cons is you got two of your stalwarts on the sideline with injuries, not able to play. Yeah. You go into hostile territory on a team that loves this hometown advantage.
Yeah, there's a great crowd here tonight. Absolutely,
several hundred. We've established a running game and showed signs of passing both. 70 yards through the air, 104 on the ground. Number 15, Camden Marble, is the leading rusher. He's knocking on almost 50. Got a couple other with 20, 25, almost 30. They've not given up, but really two big plays. And that's the story of the game. Instead of 14-0, it's 14-14. So, look, if the second half is as equally matched and hard-fought and injury-free and almost penalty-free. I think 4 flags on the first half. Look, this is an exciting game and a great preparation for Leake Academy for next week.
So the Rebels have almost equaled last week's total offensive output, which was 215 yards. Mm-hmm. They've almost surpassed that in the first half, and they've done it, as you said, we've hit about 3 20-plus yard pass plays. But it's been the ground game and some good first down gains that have created some good second and third down opportunities. Because I know when you look at a stat like third down conversion percentage and it's low, most coaches will immediately say, well, third downs are tough because you didn't do your job on first and second down. And they're correct.
Yep.
But the Rebels have done a good job consistently on first down and stayed on schedule, moved the ball down the field. You want to keep the ball away from this Union offense, as we've seen. They had a 2-minute drill at the end of the half that looked really impressive.
It did, and a little bit of eye candy in the backfield. If you give number 5 a yard, by the time the ball hits the ground, he's going to have 5 yards on you, and that's what we saw right there. So I think keys to the second half is on offense. Let's establish and protect the clock with the running game and no turnovers. And on defense, if you can prevent the big play. Hey, the fourth quarter going to be interesting.
Yep. Camden Marble with 3 tackles in the first half. Also Matthew Nowell with 3 tackles. Owen Hitt credited with 2.5 as well. And the Rebels have been been keeping that run game of Union in check, but some of those, a couple of long pass plays have kept Union in the ball game as we're at 14-14. We'll take one more break and then come back with the start of the third quarter as we wrap up the Wendy's halftime from Union.
We were celebrating a birthday, so we took the family out to dinner at a steakhouse. You may have known it as Lee's, but now it's a new building with a new name. The same great chef and owner, Artie Reed, and Hometown Prime. My beef filet was cooked perfectly, and we can't wait to go back. Steak, seafood, the best sweet tea, and of course, homemade desserts.
Delicious.
For daily specials and hours, Google Hometown Prime and like them on Facebook. Hometown Prime is ready for you. Highway 21, Sebastopol.
Now, Bob, when we started the Bring Your Kid to Work Day, this wasn't exactly what we had in mind.
I'm sorry, but they're my babies. We're about to go grab lunch and then head to the farm.
Well, where are you headed?
Rosebud General Store, out there in Rosebud on Highway 487 East. Nothing but the best for my babies. They got everything you need for your farming family.
Well, your calf sure is sweet. Does she have a name?
There's the cow patty.
Whoa, let me get this straight. You named her Cow Patty?
No, sir. It's what you stepped in.
Ew.
Rosebud General Store, Highway 487 East.
When dealing with something as complex as taxes and payroll can be, you can turn to Weaver Tax and Accounting to make things easier. Their professional staff works diligently to make sure your business and personal returns are complete and finished in a timely manner. Weaver Tax and Accounting will also execute your bookkeeping and payroll, bringing you the best in tax services since 1979. Weaver Tax and Accounting, 20 South Street, Sebastopol, and 109.
We're ready for the Moore's Pharmacy kickoff to start tonight's second half. Third quarter presented by Eastside Pawn and Gun. Rebels will kick off right to left. Matthew Nowell puts his right foot into it. Angles it toward the 20. Ball's on the ground. Picked up by Kion Harris. He comes middle of the field, up the middle 30. Breaks to the near side 40, to the 50. One man to beat. He gets slowed down by Mathen Weaver along the 35, and help arrives. Gage Bennett and Braden Welch finally finish off the tackle, but there's a big special teams play to set up Union at the Leake 35 to start tonight's third quarter. In fact, they'll say it's the 34.
A good return. He went all the way across from left to right, went all the way across the field and found that crease on the outside, and very fortunate to hold him at the 35-yard line.
Wide side of the field to the left, and three wide receivers split to that side. Big receivers eye. Buckley split to the right. Keeper by Hickman, room to run, but he stumbles left side, gets his balance back inside the 30. Rebels surround him at the 26. He gets about 9, maybe 8, maybe 9 on first down. Big gain for the Rebels. Nowell and Marble, the safeties, had to come in and end the play. Keeper again, right side this time. Boom. And a huge hit at the 23-yard line by Grayson McDonald. But he picks up the first down, so move the chains for Union.
He got the first down and a hit to the crown. That was a good open field tackle.
Ball set at the 22.
Speeding up the tempo.
Pistol set, hard count. Hickman looks back into the near sideline. Under 11 minutes to go, opening 90 seconds of the third quarter. Hickman on play action, throwing deep, but too tall for the receiver Buckley at the 5-yard line. Camden Marble cut in front of him, tried to tip the ball away, but it's incomplete.
Peebles had a good rush on the quarterback and made him throw that pass just a little bit quicker than he wanted to, which led to the incompletion.
2nd and 10, Union from the Leake 22, opening possession, third quarter. 2-by-2 receivers. Play fake, throw inside slant, complete at the 10 to the 5. Did he get in the end zone? They're going to say he went down at the 1-yard line. That inside receiver, Nathan Boone, good job getting him into some open space and nearly got 6 from it.
Looks like they took that from the League Academy playbook first half.
First and goal at the 1. Now in the David Barham Insurance red zone are the Yellow Jackets. From the pistol. Hand off straight ahead, bouncing off a tackler and wiggling into the end zone is Xavier Bowler. And that gives Union their first lead of the night at 20-14 with the extra point pending.
That was a pretty good play by the defensive line. They didn't give up but 2 yards. The problem was the goal line was only 1 yard away.
Touchdown for the Yellow Jackets, 20-14. Out of the hold of Moore, the kick. It's up, it's away, and it's good from Samuel Allewine, and it's 21-14 Union with 10:23 to go in the third.
There's a penalty on the play. It looks like one of the Leake Academy defenders left over the center, which is frowned upon in high school athletics. It was attempted multiple times last night at East Central.
I was about to say, Kahoma did it again and again and again. I think finally Coach Rocky Felker said to me in the second half, well, however they've been practicing it, they've been doing it wrong because they kept doing it all night.
Yeah, and the dude jumping was 6'8" with like a 40-inch vertical jump. I can't say much. Coach Webster's probably here tonight, but there was a play instituted that would make that play a little less gratuitous for the young man. They didn't do it much in the second half.
Okay. It's been 2 touchdown passes from Hickman to Keon Hutchins, and now Xavier Bowler with a 1-yard run to give Union their first lead of the night at 21-14 with 10:23 to go in the East Side Pawn and Gun third quarter. And a kickoff from the Rebel 45 after the personal foul that Scott Engel was talking about.
We couldn't understand last night why they would not enforce the penalty on the kickoff.
Yes,
we've got a great officiating staff with us tonight up here in the press box and on the field. Maybe we could ask that question, the difference between JUCO and high school here in a moment.
Allewine's kickoff, high, going to go back to the 1-yard line. Here comes Weaver up the middle of the field, trying to break to the right hash, getting past 2 tackle attempts, but he's stopped short of the 20-yard line. It'll be along about the 15-16 where the Rebels will start deep in their own territory with their first third quarter possession of the night, trailing 21-14 after a short drive of 34 yards after the great kickoff return by Harris. And that's a performance therapy reset, 21-14. Warner Young at quarterback. He'll hand it to his running back, who is Mathen Weaver, and Weaver spun down behind the line of scrimmage. Loses a yard from the 16 back to the 15, second and 11 for the Rebels.
Not much room there.
Leake will huddle up quickly along the 10-yard line. Now come the line of scrimmage. Connor Moore at center. King and Tanner Walsworth the guards, Carter Walsworth and Hayden Jenkins the tackles. H-back on each side. Fake, keeper by Charlie Brantley. Charlie will get maybe a yard past the 15 before he's grabbed, his jersey grabbed on top of his shoulder pads, and he's pulled down. The Rebels are left with 3rd and 9 from the 16. Brantley will come out. Young into the game. Rebels have a 3rd and long, 9:08 on a moving third quarter clock. Crowd trying to fire up the defense. Got just a single safety back, and now he cheats down. Young from the shotgun, looking to throw. Throws, and it's caught by Matthew Nowell at the 24-yard line, but he's going to be probably half a yard short of the first down. The Rebels will face now a 4th down and a yard. And 4th down for the Rebels. The sideline marker says 3rd, and now they've changed it to 4th down. Play clock at 17. The Rebels having the offense still on the field. Coach Brian Pickens standing over by the official. Rebels are huddling up. They may spend one of their timeouts here. If they do, we'll take the timeout with them. No, they're going to line up for this 4th and 1 and now call timeout. We'll take the timeout with them. Rebels down 21-14 early third quarter.
West Side Body Shop says, let's face it, stuff happens. And when it does, they can take care of damage as small as a chip in your windshield all the way up to full collision services. Insurance claims are always welcome too. Just be sure your first stop is West Side Body Shop in Philadelphia. They also specialize in truck accessories, including toolboxes, visors, Nerf bars, and winches. They make your ride look cool. West Side Body Shop, just off Beacon Street on Waterview Lane, right behind the Huddle House in Philadelphia.
Moore's Pharmacy in Carthage, Sebastopol, and Walnut Grove appreciate you, their customers. We have a beautiful selection of gifts with free gift wrapping. We are one of the only pharmacies around to offer compounding and women's hormone replacement therapy. Moore's Pharmacy accepts all insurance, including Medicaid. Our 2-lane drive-thru and prescription synchronization will make your visit very convenient. Come see us. We have the shortest wait time in town and a professional staff to assist you. Moore's Pharmacy, Highway 16, Carthage.
Boswell Media Sports.
Rebel offense back on the field, 4th and a long one. There's a flag that comes out. Looks like it's going to be a legal procedure against LA. So that will take the drama out of the situation and bring out the punt team. Clock stop with 8:07 to go third quarter. Union 21, Rebels 14.
Coach took a timeout to set that up, and one of the offensive linemen did not get on the same page. Coach just addressed that on the sideline.
Yes,
for a moment.
that gets immediate attention. That does not get on the back burner,
no,
as they say.
You want attention
football.
from your head coach, but not after a yellow Yankee goes flying.
Reese Atkinson at the 5. Rush coming. He gets it away under pressure. Angles to the left, hits at the 43, and takes a bounce in favor of Union to the 39, where Major Chandler downs it, and another short field for Union. Rebels facing a critical defensive series here with 7:57 to go third quarter, down 21-14, and a short field for this potent offense that feels like they may be starting to hit their stride.
Well, it certainly looked like the last 2 drives have been quick and deadly. It'd be a good time for the defense to stand their ground.
Hit Bobo and Peebles on that 3-man offensive front. Kemp, Massey, McDonald, and Winstead, the linebackers. 2 receivers split to each side. Hickman ready to throw under pressure. Fires a spiral up the middle, and pass caught inside the 5 in the hands of Keon Hutchins for his 3rd touchdown catch of the night. 38 yards that time, and Union has expanded the lead.
I think the height of that pass equaled the length of that pass, and the result was the same as the last 2 times number 5 has touched the ball. You can't give that kid a step. He's got legitimate speed.
Allowine ready to kick the extra point. Low snap, but the kick is up, and it's good. 7:48 to play third quarter. It's a 2-touchdown lead now for Union, 28-14, back in 60.
I sure do like my new hunting rifle. I bought it over at Ozark Ag. When I went in, they had such a great selection. Took me a while to make up my mind. I have it sighted in now, and I'm ready for the big bucks. Tomorrow I'm going back over to Ozark Ag and stock up on ammo. While I'm there, I just might check out those deer stands. Hey, honey, I know you're listening. Make sure you shop for me at Ozark Ag. They're on Highway 16 West in Carthage.
T&K Farms Wood-Mizer is Mississippi's Wood-Mizer sawmill equipment dealership. T&K Farms Wood-Mizer sells the complete Wood-Mizer equipment line from small personal sawmills to the industrial equipment lineup. T&K Farms stocks parts and has experienced factory-trained service technicians with both in-shop and mobile service available. See T&K Farms Wood-Mizer to start your sawmill business today. Credit cards are accepted for all services. Like them on Facebook. T&K Farms Wood-Mizer, just off Highway 25 at 1128 Liberty Road, Louisville, 662-803-4332.
Boswell Media Sports.
Camden Marble takes the kickoff, finds a seam outside the numbers right side, and gets past the 35 to the 38-yard line as Leake gets a good kickoff return on the Morris Pharmacy kickoff after a one-play, 38-yard drive by Union. Hutchins on the receiving end of the pass from Hickman for the third time tonight, and it's 28-14. If you're watching on the Edinburgh Drugs video stream, the Union score has not changed, not because we're unaware, but because right now I got the spinning wheel on the computer on the scoreboard app that we're using. So as soon as it decides it's ready to update, it will update. But it is 28-14. 7:38 to go. Two wide receivers on each side of Warner Young. He takes a low snap, play fake, then throws for Charlie Brantley along the 40-yard line. Little short route and a couple of Yellow Jacket defenders there. Kyon Harris read it well. He thought he might be able to pluck it out of the air.
If not tipped, that might have been a pick six, but we're fortunate to have an uncompleted pass on that play.
2nd and 10 from the 37. Now we'll split wide. Weaver in the slot left side. And Ben Jackson tight to the formation. Young looking to his right. Now throws back to the left. Now coming back for it, but it's just a 50-50 ball at the 45-yard line, incomplete. Nowell was there, but probably with a better angle on the ball was Omari Holiday of Union. Incomplete.
Threw that one up for grabs. Both receivers about the same height, and brings up third in those bails.
3rd down and 10. Leake not moved the ball in the second half, but Union certainly has scored twice on short fields. Young looks to the sideline. Play clock at 2. Gets the snap. Gets it out of his hands quickly. Had Charlie Brantley up the right sideline for what would have been first down yardage, but he led him out just a little bit too far. Incomplete. 3 incomplete passes and out for Leake. And the punt team is out there.
Yeah, catch that ball, and with him and the Harris kid out there, it would have been a first down for sure.
Score update from our award-winning producer-director, Breck Riley. Winona beating Kosciuszko 30-17 at halftime. Reese Atkinson at his 22. Pressure coming. He gets it away again under pressure. Hits at the 42 in Union territory. We'll take a nice Leake roll down to the 31. Ben Jackson sticks his right hand out, downs it there with 7:08 to go third quarter. Leake down 28-14 in the third quarter, presented by Eastside Pawn and Gun. Finally, the scoreboard app responds. Tonight's broadcast powered by Central Electric Power Association. And it's been Union who's been had the juice going.
Since a minute and a half left in the second quarter.
That's right. They got that score with 11 seconds to go.
And the old saying is give an inch, take a mile. They've certainly taken their fair share after that.
Handoff on first down. Fighting to the 35 before he's turned over and put down on his back. Grayson McDonald with the tackle on Xavier Bowler. That's a nice gain of about 4 on the play. First down, gain to the 35, gain of 2nd and 6. 3 wide out, split left, 1 right. It's been one of their base formation tonight. Hickman looks into the sideline, plenty of time on the play clock. 2nd and 6, play fake. He fakes, throws it incomplete to his slot receiver, Mason Tucker, who was guarded out there by Tyler Winstead. Incomplete now, 3rd and 6.
Leake's defended the short pass very well. They've established some credit tackle to tackle. And that long ball's what's
3rd down and 6. This would be a big stop for Leake. They could get it here.
Yeah.
Hickman looks to his left, throws under pressure and throws it too tall. A little pass out into the flat left side for Nathan Boone, but he could only get his left hand on it and it fell incomplete. So there's the stop the Rebels need, and maybe they can flip field position here and narrow this 2-score deficit.
Good stand by the Rebels.
Brantley and Weaver along the 35-yard line in their own territory, waiting for the Mason Tucker punt.
Good return, find the crease. Certainly changed the complexion of the game.
Tucker gets it away. Rebels set up for the return. Weaver's going to wave his hand, take the fair catch, but he muffs it. Ball's loose. It looks like Weaver fell on it back at the 33, and the Rebels breathe a sigh of relief on that one because they nearly made a catastrophic error here in the middle part of the third quarter. 6:14 to go in the third. And it's going to be the heat timeout for the officials. We'll take it with them as Leake Academy football continues.
Carthage Veterinary Clinic, how may we help you?
Hey, I have a new puppy and I need to bring her in for vaccinations.
Oh, what's her name?
Ellie.
We're so glad you called for an appointment and look forward to meeting you and Ellie.
This is Dr. Brooke Bobo, and we at Carthage Veterinary Clinic are glad to schedule you an appointment for you and your pet. That way we can give you the time that you deserve.
Carthage Veterinary Clinic, Highway 16 West in Carthage. Find all our contact info on Facebook or Google.
Before you begin those do-it-yourself projects outside your home or business, be sure you know where your underground utilities are located. Always call before you dig. One easy phone call to 811 can protect you from injury and expense. Plus, it's the law in Mississippi. Make the call and avoid serious or fatal injury. For more electrical safety tips, contact Central Electric Power Association, serving you since 1937, an equal opportunity provider and employer.
Boswell Media Sports.
Hey, Rebel fans, Total Pain Care is the wellness sponsor for Leake Athletics. TotalPainCare.org. You can find out about their 7 locations around central Mississippi. Leake takes over at their own 33-yard line, trailing 28-14. Starting quarterback George Wilcox not dressed out tonight, injured. It's been Charlie Brantley and Warner Young at the controls. Young takes snap on first down, gives it to Brantley. Nothing inside, comes out to the left, and he's clipped down at the line of scrimmage trying to get to the corner. Good job with a tackle in the open field by Mylan Moore and Quinn Harris. No gain.
They've got so much speed on the outside. Once you get a yard, don't give that yard up for another yard. Play results in no gain. Could have got 2 or 3.
Brantley favoring his left leg, it looked like, as he came off the field. Young comes off as well, so Camden Marble and now Mathen Weaver in the backfield for the Rebels. Weaver takes the snap. He's got room to run to the 35, out to the 40. Puts on the Jets 50, 40, 30. Catch 22 has got a big touchdown run. That's 6 for the Rebels, and they're back in this game. Rebel touchdowns presented by Weaver Tax and Accounting. Extra point coming.
Well, he got the crease and went all the way to the house. Never looked up and showed some good speed against those quick defensive backs at Union. They did not get any closer to it.
Mathen Weaver has shown that a couple of times on catching some short routes this year. When he gets in the open field, he's got another gear. And he certainly put it on there with a big touchdown for the Rebels. Matthew Nowell ready to kick it through the uprights. Snap, hold, kick, up, away. It's good. 28-21 with 5:21 to go. And we'll be back with the Moore's Pharmacy kickoff after this.
Neshoba County Co-op knows that opening day at dove season is one of the most anticipated and popular hunting days of the year. It brings family and friends together. Dove season's one of the first hunting opportunities of fall as the long and hot Mississippi summer ends. Get on over to Neshoba County Co-op today. They've got everything you need to make the big day a huge success. Neshoba County Co-op, 338 Main Street, Philadelphia.
He's headed to the end zone. Touchdown!
The Junction and Prince Oil Fuel Champions. As you travel to the game, shop and fuel with people who are invested in your community. 60 years of fueling Central Mississippi and champions like Leake Academy. Locations are all over Mississippi: Carthage, Philadelphia, Oxford, Ridgeland, Scuba, Louisville, Newton, and Union. They also do catering.
So be sure to put some Junction in your next function.
It's the Junction and Prince Oil.
Boswell Media Sports.
Rebels make it 28-21, and now here's the Moore's Pharmacy kickoff from Matthew Nowell. 3 receivers deep along the 20 as he's kicked it that direction every time. Kicks it outside the numbers, left side. Here comes Omari Holiday trying to find an opening, crosses the 30, and the Rebels wrap him up at the 33. Wrestle him down there. Weaver, McDonald, and Welch combine on the tackle. It was a 2-play, 67-yard drive. The full distance covered by number 22, Mathen Weaver.
Tried to do a repeat of the first kickoff that took it down to the 35, and they just kept protecting that outside, cutting it back in.
Moore's Pharmacy, Performance Therapy reset for you with 5:10 to go. New ball game, 28-21. How will Union respond? A handoff to Bowler. He's got room to run straight ahead to the 40 before Winstead and McDonald combine to get him to the turf. Gets 7 to the 40-yard line. Yellow Jackets move left to right in this third quarter. 2 wide receivers to each side. Pistol set, handoff Bowler. He's got room to run outside. Can't get past Camden Marble, who hits him at the 45, and Bowler stumbles ahead to the 48, but picks up the first down, so Union will move the chains.
Good play out there on the end. Good open field tackle.
Camden Marble with his 5th tackle of the night. On the 49, they say. Bowler again, breaking through tackles to the 40. It cuts to the inside, spun around, short of the 30 by Matthew Nowell. Goes down at the 30. And that's a gain of 21 yards and a first down for Union.
That's a good hard running. That's some tough yards to gain there. But great effort both sides.
Yeah, good looking run there from Xavier Bowler. So another set of downs from the Rebel 30. Hickman will keep it behind the left tackle and will get about 3. Rebels swallow him up there. McDonald and Peebles make the tackle.
Looked like he had a little problem handling the snap. Coming back there, Shaquille.
2nd and 7 for Union. Bowler behind his quarterback, Bug Hickman in the pistol set. They'll throw the inside slant. Tucker breaks a tackle, goes to the 10 to the 5, and he scoots into the end zone. And lightning quick answer from Union after the Rebel 6.
Another play from the Leake playbook. Just waited 2 or 3 seconds, hit him across the middle.
4th touchdown pass for Bug Hickman tonight. Allowine out there to kick the extra point. Here's the kick. It's good with 3:19 to go in the third. Lead extended back out to 2 scores. Union 35, Leake 21.
Register to win a 70-inch smart TV during the end of summer savings sale at Woodstock Furniture Value Center. Bedrooms plus free mattress $7.98. Living rooms just $6.98. Dining sets only $3.98. And queen mattresses $1.99. Kings $2.99. Plus, it's all backed by our low price and same-day delivery guarantee with no credit needed and no money down. Only at Woodstock Furniture Value Center in Meridian, Philadelphia, and WoodstockValueCenter.com.
Leake County Co-op is ready for deer season.
Okay, guys, I have this problem. Every year my hunting coveralls seem to get smaller. Am I the only one that has this issue?
No. I think it's the feed we're on. You know, kind of like we feed the deer all that good stuff to make them bigger, just not in the right way.
You're so funny. I'm headed to our Leake County Co-op now to buy new hunting gear and seed for our food plots.
Yep, I was there yesterday and I got mine.
Leake County Co-op, Highway 16 in Carthage.
Boswell Media Sports.
Union with a Moore's Pharmacy kickoff after they move down the field quickly on the Rebels. They get the touchdown pass from Bug Hickman to Mason Tucker. The extra point was missed, so it's 34-21. Correct myself there. Performance therapy reset. Squib kick bounces off Matthew Nowell to the 40, and Union hops on it. So Union picks up an extra possession in this third quarter where they have taken it up about 2 notches from how they played in the first half.
You know, there's a movie come out a few years ago, Friday Night Lights, and they talked about that team, the Panthers, the Permian Panthers, the Mojo. I think Mojo's cousin is in Union tonight, and Union has grabbed it.
Mojo's cousin heard about the great food at the Junction.
Yes. Put some junction in your function.
That's right. And they came to this game wearing black and gold, at least for the second half. Hickman in the offense, back out on the field. He's got now Kyon Harris behind him in the pistol set and 2 receivers to each side. Harris, handoff up the middle. Kemp hits him, gets away. Still going inside the 30, still going inside the 25 and fighting to the 20. Where Camden Marble and Dylan Massey and one more Rebel, Owen Hitt, finally get him down.
You know, Leake's been fighting all night. They've got about a 25-pound disadvantage across the front, and running that 3-man line, a lot of times it's 5-on-3. Left up to the linebackers to make the
Rebels
tackle.
run Carter Walsworth into the middle, give Hagan Bobo a rest. Actually, they moved Bobo out to the defensive end, and here's Harris again. Running, breaking through, 10-5, and he's in the end zone standing up. And Union takes advantage of the special teams turnover, makes it 40-21 with an extra point pending, 2:36 to go in the third. They are rolling.
They're rolling. That's some tough running there. Leake had hands on him multiple times, but not a good, clean tackle to be made. And that kid has a low center of gravity, and his legs never stopped.
Fourth touchdown scored by the Yellow Jackets in this third quarter. They'll snap it back out of the swinging gate formation and throw it for the 2-point conversion. That was Mylan Moore finding Mason Tucker to make it 42-21 in favor of Union. They'll keep it here for the Moore's Pharmacy kickoff. 2:36 to go in the third. And you're right, Scott. I think the size advantage, speed advantage, just been a little extra oomph and urgency in the Yellow Jackets offensively, and it's made a difference in this game. The Rebels have not been able to find much of an answer outside of one big play from Mathen Weaver.
No, and when you have 2 of your starters, 2 of your stalwarts on the sidelines, and you try to gear an offense to the players you have, you limit your options, which makes it a little easier on the defense to make an adjustment or 2 to counteract that. And I think that's what we've seen tonight. I've seen some real good football, though, from Leake Academy. I am minus the big plays. That last run was really the first just straight at you touchdown they've scored.
That 67-yard run by Weaver, longest play from scrimmage this year for the Rebels. But they're in a hole now, down 42-21 late third quarter. Third quarter presented by Eastside Pawn and Gun. Allawine's ready. He'll kick a low end over end kick. It hits at the 15, scooped up by Charlie Brantley, coming outside the hash left side. Around one defender, runs into his own man, and then gets driven back from the 28-yard line. Leake will take over there. 2 minutes, 25 seconds to go in the third quarter. Warner Young back out at quarterback with Mathen Weaver in the backfield. Major Chandler, Ben Jackson, and Grayson McDonald out there. So that's the power set. 2 H-backs and a tight end. Looks like Jack Harkins split out by himself to the right along the numbers on the far side of the field. Handoff, Weaver bounces off a lineman, gets to the 30, the 31, and then pulled back there. Big Aiden Davis gets a hold of him, but not before a 4-yard pickup by Weaver.
You know, they're starting to huddle back up. Let the clock run. Establish your feet up under you.
You can't make it up in one play. You just got to keep executing your offense. Young comes off the field. Matthew Nowell comes in. McDonald comes out, and Camden Marble comes in. Clock ticking under a minute 43 to play in the third. Weaver calls for the snap. He'll take it, keep it himself, right side, looking for that crease, but knifing up in there and taking him down for a loss is Kobe Hutchins for Union. Back at the original line of scrimmage, loss of 4 yards, almost 4, be third and practically 10.
Yeah, Marble did a good job kicking the defensive end out. Problem with that is that the running back took the outside shade too, and they met.
Ball right hash, 70 seconds and counting in this third quarter. Leake trying to move right to left with 3rd and 10. Young to pass, will overthrow the receiver Nowell, but a flag comes out as there was contact from Jay McClellan on Weaver, so the Rebels get bailed out on 3rd down with a penalty, it looks like.
Yeah, a ball was overthrown. I think that's what they're talking about. But it is
pass interference against Union. There is no uncatchable ball clause in high school football.
Yes,
so
sir.
if you do the crime, you got to do the time pretty much every time. If you're a defensive back. And it's a Central Mississippi Animal Clinic 1st down, 15 yards ahead on 3rd and 10. And as Scott said, the Rebels will take it for sure.
We'll take it.
Take every good thing that'll happen. Still 12 minutes, almost 13 minutes left in this one. Rebels seeing if they could get another strike here toward the end of the third as Weaver calls for the snap, takes it low, fakes the handoff, keeps it himself, right side, dances around to the 45, gets close to the 50 before he's pushed sideways and down along the numbers on the right side. Good gain of 6, 7 on 1st down, call it 7. Right to midfield.
Yeah, most of the rushing yards have been right off tackle. Threw everybody out here to the left with his trips package. Took advantage of that short side of the field.
2nd and short for the Rebels. Trips to the right. Faking the handoff, running it as Weaver, and he's going to be right along the 47, which is where he needs to get for the 1st down. I think he's going to have it. No indication yet. They're going to say 3rd and very short. No, they're going to say Central Mississippi Animal Clinic 1st and 10 for Leake with under 10 to play in the quarter. So they'll move the chains and wind the clock, and it'll probably be the final play of the Eastside Pawn and Gun 3rd quarter.
Bring us to the money quarter.
4th quarter coming up. Leake down 42-21. We'll be back in 60 seconds as Leake Academy football continues from Boswell Media Sports.
Register to win a 70-inch smart TV during the end of summer savings sale at Woodstock Furniture Value Center. Bedrooms plus free mattress $7.98. Living rooms just $6.98. Dining sets only $3.98. And queen mattresses $1.99. Kings $2.99. Plus, it's all backed by our low price and same-day delivery guarantee with no credit needed and no money down. Only at Woodstock Furniture Value Center in Meridian, Philadelphia, and WoodstockValueCenter.com.
Leake County Co-op is ready for deer season.
Okay, guys, I have this problem. Every year, my hunting coveralls seem to get smaller. Am I the only one that has this issue?
No. I think it's the feed we're on. You know, kind of like we feed the deer all that good stuff to make them bigger, just not in the right way.
You're so funny. I'm headed to our Leake County Co-op now to buy new hunting gear and seed for our food plots.
Yep, I was there yesterday, and I got mine.
Leake County Co-op, Highway 16 in Carthage.
Boswell Media Sports.
Thanks for listening. Thanks for watching tonight's game. on the Edinburgh Drugs video and audio stream. Live stream coming to you on the Boswell Media Sports YouTube channel. You should just subscribe when you get there. Anytime we go on the air with Leake Academy football, you'll get a notification on your phone or on your computer. Start the fourth quarter. Rebels 1st and 10 from the Union 47. Camden Marble keeps around right side. Stiff arms a man. Comes off a hard hit and into the near sideline, 40-yard line. Flag on the play back at the line of scrimmage. Going to be a hold against Leake. No, they say hold on defense. Yeah, pointed the wrong way. Hold against the offense.
I didn't see it, but I'll trust him. Good running. Good hard running there.
Yep, that's what you'll get out of Camden Marble. You're going to get
all day long.
Hard running. A lot of strength.
Went from a +7 to a
-10.
Wow.
1st and 20 LA as we start the fourth quarter. That's brought to you by the Neshoba County Co-op. Rebels put Chandler, Harkins, and Nowell split out to the near side to the right. Weaver takes the snap, keeps it off left tackle, follows Camden Marble, got the corner, 50, 45, far sideline, shoved out around the 40. Good execution there, good blocking on the left side for Leake.
Back to about where they would have been if the penalty would have been.
It's about 2nd and 4 from the 41. They say he stepped out there. So a gain of 16 on the play. Weaver and Marble in the backfield. Heavy set this time. Put on the left side. That's where Weaver will go as he takes the snap and he burrows his way down to the 37. He's going to be close to what he needs for the first down, but probably just a bit short. Davis made the tackle for Union.
Gave it to him.
Central Mississippi Animal Clinic first down. Leake got just what they needed. Move those chains for the red and blue, 37-yard line. Leake trails early fourth quarter, 42-21. It's hard to believe this game was 14-14 at the half. It was tough back and forth, but third quarter was full of big plays. 4 touchdowns for Union and 1 for Leake.
And those touchdowns came in a very quick manner. Didn't use much time off the clock.
Rebels run Jack Harkins off the sideline onto the field, but Leake's going to have to use a timeout here with 10:38 to go in the fourth quarter. We'll keep it here and we'll see if we can check our scoreboard, football scoreboard on Kicks96news.com. You can check it anytime. We'll see what the scoreboard's telling us. Winona leading Kosciuszko early third quarter, 30-17. Philadelphia and Choctaw Central putting up a lot of points. Tornadoes lead the Warriors 48-25. Morton 34, Leake Central nothing. That's a fourth quarter score. Lake leading Pelahatchie, just beating them down 40-0. Looking elsewhere, Raleigh and Taylorsville in a fourth quarter tussle, 12-7 Lions in the fourth quarter. Louisville no trouble with Columbus, leading fourth quarter 45-14. And still looking, I see our score there. You already know what that is.
Yes, sir.
A couple of more. When we come back to action, Warner Young to throw, and he'll overthrow a wide open Matthew Nowell up the left sideline. Looked like a little out and up pattern, but thrown too far ahead of the receiver. Incomplete, 2nd and 10.
It did. That cornerback jumped on it, and he just threw it a little too quick. Could have paused for a moment and put a little air under it.
Another scoreboard at a third quarter score. Sebastopol leading Pisgah 27-7. Forest leading Clarkdale third quarter 20-0 as the Rebels take 2nd and 10. Handoff Weaver turning around the corner, and he's got his legs chopped out from under him at the 30. Good pickup, about 7, maybe 8 yards, and leave the Rebels with 3rd and short. Give him 8 to the 20, the 30-yard line. Leake got a nice 2nd down play there. Neshoba Central pulled ahead of West Lauderdale third quarter, leading 16-13. The Rebels at the 30, third down and 3. Young will hand off to Marble. Got blocks in front of him, but wrestled down the line of scrimmage. Good job coming from the backside of the play by Cale Grayson to tackle Marble for no gain. Thought he had something there.
Just needed a crease. Did not materialize.
Timeout on the field. I think he's just having it. No, now they'll wind it back. Starkville Academy leading Bio 14-6 third quarter up in Cleveland. Kapaya leading North Point 7-0 third quarter.
You know, you're down by 3. You're running out of time. 4th and 3.5, 4th and 4. Finish well. Let's see what Lee can do on this play.
Give you one more score here. Third quarter, Winston 18, Carroll 12 in MAIS action. 4th and 3. Marble with a handoff right side. Can he get the corner? No, he can. Excellent open field tackle by Quinn Harris. And the ball will go over on downs to Union with 8:57 to go in the Neshoba County Co-op fourth quarter.
Just couldn't quite get that extra yard. Good pursuit by Union. He had the edge for a moment, but it's not quite, one step.
In a district game that certainly should get all Leake fans' attention, Simpson leading East Rankin over in Pelahatchie tonight 27-11. Two teams we'll see later on this year. Of course, the Rebels will be at home next Friday night at Thagard Field for homecoming against the Heritage Patriots. 42-21 our score as Union takes over with their own 29-yard line. Handoff Bowler. Right side now bounces to the outside, but then stumbles as he tried to get around Matthew Nowell at 35. You credit Nowell with the tackle, but it was just making too big a cut there.
That was a nifty cut. It seems like if he had continued in that direction, it might have made a few yards, but didn't work as good cutting back in against the grain as it did cutting with it.
Let's see, was Newton County playing Bensford tonight?
I think
I see a 56-14 score final. Did they play last night?
No, I think it's tonight. They were at 50-0 at halftime.
Yeah, 56-14 that game's final. They've had a running clock
2A
situation. All right, back to action here in Union. 2nd down and 4. Handoff Bowler, big hole, but a flag thrown behind. He gets the first down up to the 47, but it's going to be a hold that'll move things back. Union a little too good on that block.
I think Senior Blaine Cooper, he's the one disagreeing with the call. He might be disagreeing with his choice.
You know, in high school, they don't call the number of the offender, but sometimes the offender puts his hands on his hips and shakes his head and drops his head, which is...
That might be an admission of guilt.
Sometimes could be an admission of guilt.
It's one of those things, we will take it.
Ball walked back to the 25-yard line, 2nd and 14. Bug Hickman holds his hands out, now looks to the sideline. Play clock winding under 12. Throw out in the left flat. Complete, but knee was down. Yeah. Ball was caught by Keon Hutchins, but he had to go a little low to get it and put that right knee down on the grass at the 23.
You know, that'd be
That's
the one.
Actually a loss of about 2 or 3 on the play.
That was very close. I was wondering, then I heard the whistle. If we were in another league, I'm sure there'd be a red flag on the field wanting a replay.
Well, needless to say, the folks down below us not too happy with the call. And they reset the play clock, 7:25, clock draining fourth quarter, and Rebels down by 21. Hickman's got all the time in the world to get his team to the line of scrimmage, sends 2 men out to each side, ball on the left hash. Bowler in the game now behind him. The clock is certainly the friend of the gentleman in black and yellow. They'll drain every bit of that 40 seconds down, under 5 to take the snap. Good use of the clock. In fact, they'll take it down to 1 and then call a timeout, which we'll take with them with 6:49 to play. Rebels down 42-21.
If spending days looking for top dollar for your timber has left you feeling like you're barking up the wrong tree, then I would listen closely. Welch Forest Products in Union does it better than anyone and with the least possible damage to your property. Whether it's management, forestry care, pine plantation, thinning, or site prep, the last number you'll dial is 601-774-8200. They buy land with or without timber too. Call Bo Welch now at Welch Forest Products today. 601-774-8200.
I sure do like my new hunting rifle. I bought it over at Ozark Ag. When I went in, they had such a great selection. Took me a while to make up my mind. I have it sighted in now, and I'm ready for the big bucks. Tomorrow I'm going back over to Ozark Ag and stock up on ammo. While I'm there, I just might check out those deer stands. Hey, honey, I know you're listening. Make sure you shop for me at Ozark Ag. They're on Highway 16 West. Carthage.
Boswell Media Sports.
Out of the timeout, Union to throw the ball. They dump it out to Bowler in the flat left side, and he slips, maybe a little dew on the grass as he passes the 30 and trips and falls there short of the first down. 4th down coming up.
Jalen Rogers had gave him a good block on that play. If he would not have lost his footing, he'd still be running for a while. Hey, I want to give a shout out to my friend Steve Robinson. He's one of the school resource officers here at Union High School. Longtime friend. We met on the roof of a church after a major tornado. Almost got him and his wife Vicky and their little baby, and so he's over here doing a great job at Union, and we love these school resource officers. He's a fellow pastor, and Steve Robinson, I love you, brother. You too, Vicky.
Tucker's punt, nice kick, his best one of the night.
Whoa.
Goes right between the two Rebel receivers and goes inside the 25 down at the 22-yard line. Rebels will take over there with 5:58 to go in the Neshoba County Co-op 4th quarter. Tonight's broadcast powered, as always, by Central Electric Power Association.
You know, Union's got a pretty good program here. I was alluding to their weight program a while ago, and then when we had that major hit on that Leake Academy player that was down, Coach Wren was one of the first ones there. They've got I think two of the premier schools in this area, Leake Academy and Union, as far as the way they handle themselves with great character, and their character does not diminish their level of competition. It actually enhances it, and I think there's a lot of schools that could take a good lesson learned by these two schools here tonight.
Yeah, this has been such a good series. Big crowds at the ball game. Leake won the game in Madden 2 years ago. I think it was 48-14, and then we had a 13-6 game on this field last year that Union won. We got another high-scoring game tonight, 42-21, as we're under 6 minutes to go, and the Rebels trying to avoid an 0-4 start, but the hill is mighty, mighty steep now. They start at their own 22.
Heading north.
Young in the shotgun. Throws, and it's nearly intercepted. He wanted the inside receiver on the right side, Mathen Weaver, but he was well covered by linebacker Cale Grayson, incomplete.
Yeah, that's a good play by the defense. Quick throw.
2nd and 10, 2x2 receivers. Marble, the running back. Camden takes the handoff, following a blocker, leans across the 25 and stretches himself to the 28 before he's brought down. A gain of 6, and the Rebels will have 3rd and 4.
Yeah, I mean, there's a battle on that. From tackle to tackle, if we go back and watch that ball game, they've been sparring all night long. Looks like there've been a few second-teamers put in.
Snap back on 3rd down. Charlie Brantley scoops it up, tries to get to the outside, but nothing doing as Kyon Harris had him in his tractor beam and got him down for a loss. Loss of about 5 on the play. Back at the 24-yard line.
Is that 4th? Yeah.
4th down. That will surely call on the punt team. Yes, here comes Reese Atkinson. And the punt team. Clock ticking, 4:49.
You know, they've been pushing that punt. Been fortunate not to have one blocked. If he would hang that leg in the air for just a moment, Mike could get a call to go his way. But we've got a different set of rushers up here now.
Atkinson takes it at the 10, gets it away cleanly. Kick wobbles, hits at the 47, takes a Yellow Jacket bounce and dies at the 45. 42-21, Leake down with 4:23 to play in the fourth. Leake is looking like they're going to lose 4 in a row for the first time since the year 2000.
Really?
Been a long, long time. And no Rebel team has started out 0-4 since the 93 team.
Gracious.
That's a bit of trivia we didn't want to get to tonight.
No.
And I decided I wasn't going to ask it as a trivia type question. But I may have a trivia question. And in fact, I do have one here in the late stages of the game that has nothing to do with football. We have broad minds here, but 2x2 receivers. Hickman takes the snap, hands it to Bowler. He's got room to run left side inside the 40, 35, 30. He's up the sideline, and he's going to take it all the way, 45 yards for 6 for Union with 4:10 to go in the game.
Thought they had him. Sideline, if it was if the field was 1 yard narrower, it'd be a different outcome. But look, he caught that sideline and shifted gears, and that was a pretty good play.
So big plays against a tired Rebel defense. Just put some gravy on the biscuit there for the Yellow Jackets. Allowine to kick. Down to our left. Snap is away. Hold is down. Kick is good. 4:10 to play. 49-21 Union. Will be back in 60.
My knee rehab was 100% successful thanks to Performance Therapy. They sat down with me and created a plan to ensure I would achieve my personal rehabilitation goals, and they encouraged me to get the most out of every session. Performance Therapy provided plenty of material for me to continue my rehab in between sessions too. Hopefully I don't have to see them in the future, but if I did, I would definitely choose Performance Therapy again.
For more information, go to performancetherapyms.com. Performance Therapy, Carthage, Philadelphia, and Forest.
Moore's Pharmacy in Carthage, Sebastopol, and Walnut Grove appreciate you, their customers. We have a beautiful selection of gifts with free gift wrapping. We are one of the only pharmacies around to offer compounding and women's hormone replacement therapy. Moore's Pharmacy accepts all insurance, including Medicaid. Our 2-lane drive-thru and prescription synchronization will make your visit very convenient. Come see us. We have the shortest wait time in town and a professional staff to assist you. Moore's Pharmacy, Highway 16, Carthage.
Boswell Media Sports.
Samuel Allowine has it teed up over on the right hash. Brantley and Weaver ready to receive the Moore's Pharmacy kickoff. It's a line drive kick. That'll scoot along to the 6, picked up by Weaver. He comes up the middle of the field, now looks to the right and gets his feet taken out from under him at the 21. Good athletic play by Mylan Moore. All right, let's get to a trivia question. It has to do, the word Union got me thinking. Of course, Union is named for an old church that was built here back in the 1830s, I think, that was used by Methodists, Presbyterians, and Baptists, and they called it a Union Church.
Okay.
And the town sort of grew up around it. But I was thinking, we had Labor Day this week, which got me thinking about labor and unions.
Mm-hmm.
And so I have a question about about Labor Day and the government here in a moment. So First and 10. From the 21 for the Rebels, Warner Young at quarterback. New running back of the game is sophomore John David Gill. I'll run Grayson McDonald out onto the field. Handoff goes to Gill. Gill will not get much. He's hit before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. Stopped right at the 20, loss of 1. All right, here's the question. This is a which came first. Which came first? The formation of the U.S. Department of Labor or the establishment of Labor Day as a federal holiday? Which came first? Because, of course, Labor Day.
The Department of Labor or the Labor Day holiday?
Or Labor Day holiday. Which came first? So let's at this play, let folks think about it, but not give them enough time to look it up on Google.
Okay.
2nd and 11. Gill, handoff, left side. He finds a little crease, gets up to the 22 before he's put on his backside there by about 3 different defenders for Union. 3rd down. Clock winding, 2:17 to go. It looks like we may have a Carthage Vet Clinic timeout. Is that what we have?
There was a fumble.
Okay, fumble on the play. Rebel offense is still out there.
A Union player came up with a ball, and I don't know if they didn't see it or if it was forward progress.
Okay, 3rd and 9. Okay, give us your answer here.
I'm going to say that the government's always a step behind. So instead of the Department of Labor, I would say that Labor Day was established first, then the department.
You are correct. Labor Day became a federal holiday in 1894 and was almost 30 years before the U.S. Department of Labor was founded. Gill carries, but he's going to be overwhelmed trying to get to the corner. Tackled along the seam, right side, short of the 20-yard line, and Rebels will face 4th and 12.
Look, before I came on staff with the FCA, I was a bivocational pastor, and my father-in-law said Christmas was for celebrating Christmas, and Easter was for celebrating Easter, and Labor Day was a day to celebrate work, and what a better way to celebrate than do it.
Exactly. So I kid you not, I think I was in high school before I knew what the labor and Labor Day actually was about. I thought it was that day when your dad set this big work project together that you had to work on all day.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm getting a lot of nods here in the press box. That's what everybody thought. I mean, my dad would have some kind of project from dawn till dusk on that Monday at the end of the summer, and I thought that's really what it was for.
Now, look, opening day of dove season, we would not build house, but Labor Day, was just another day.
We would dove hunt on Saturday, but go to church Sunday, but we were working all day long.
Yes, sir.
Monday.
Yes, sir.
I'm glad. I knew I wasn't the only one. 4th down, clock winding, under 25 seconds to play in the game. Snap goes back to Atkinson. He'll punt it, and it'll hit at the 45 and roll toward midfield, die there. And we are in a rolling clock situation. That will end the game. Our final, Union High School 49, Leake Academy 21. We'll be back after this break with the Woodstock Furniture postgame. More Leake Academy football coming after this from Boswell Media Sports.
We were celebrating a birthday, so we took the family out to dinner at a steakhouse. You may have known it as Lee's, but now it's a new building with a new name. The same great chef and owner, Artie Reed, and Hometown Prime. My beef filet was cooked perfectly, and we can't wait to go back. Steak, seafood, the best sweet tea, and of course, homemade desserts.
Delicious.
For daily specials and hours, Google Hometown Prime and like them on Facebook. Hometown Prime is ready for you. Highway 21, Sebastopol.
Now, Bob, when we started the Bring Your Kid to Work Day, this wasn't exactly what we had in mind.
I'm sorry, but they're my babies. We're about to go grab lunch and then head to the farm.
Well, where are you headed?
Rosebud General Store out there in Rosebud on Highway 487 East. Nothing but the best for my babies. They got everything you need for your farming family.
Well, your calf sure is sweet. Does she have a name?
The Cow Patty.
Whoa, let me get this straight. You named her Cow Patty?
No, sir. It's what you stepped in.
Ew.
Rosebud General Store, Highway 487 East.
Did you know most people overpay by up to 50% for individual health insurance? David Barham Insurance will save you that. Plus, David has the best rates on the market for Medicare supplements. The solution is not on the internet or far away. It's right here in Carthage. David Barham, a local insurance agent you can trust. Make sure you have the best coverage and price. Call David Barham, 601-941-1280 on the north side of the square in Carthage.
When dealing with something as complex as taxes and payroll can be, you can turn to Weaver Tax and Accounting to make things easier. Their professional staff works diligently to make sure your business and personal returns are complete and finished in a timely manner. Weaver Tax and Accounting will also execute your bookkeeping and payroll, bringing you the best in tax services since 1979. Weaver Tax and Accounting, 20 South Street, Sebastopol, and 109 Chadwick Avenue in Walnut Grove.
Register to win a 70-inch smart TV during the end of summer savings sale at Woodstock Furniture Value Center. Bedrooms plus free mattress $798. Living rooms just $698. Dining sets only $398. And queen mattresses $199. Kings $299. Plus, it's all backed by our low price and same-day delivery guarantee with no credit needed and no money down. Only at Woodstock Furniture Value Center in Meridian, Philadelphia, and WoodstockValueCenter.com.
Boswell Media Sports.
Let's start the Woodstock Furniture postgame as we wrap things up from Union. Leake falls 49-21 to Union tonight. Leake now 0-3 on the season. The date with Heritage coming up next week in Madden. Union moves to 3-0, and they will take on Newton County on this field next Friday night. This ball game was hammer and tongs back and forth in the first half. Hard-hitting game, well-played game. 14-14 the score. The Rebels scored first, took the 7-0 lead, got ahead 14-7, but I think the game pivoted on that final drive of the third quarter, Scott Engel, as the Yellow Jackets moved it down the field quickly, scored with 11 seconds to go, and tied the game, and then they came out with their hair on fire in the third quarter and scored 4 touchdowns. Leake could only match 1, and the route was on at that point. 4 touchdown passes tonight for Bug Hickman, 3 of them to Keon Hutchins, and just an outstanding effort by Union in winning this ball game.
I think, 3 takeaways from the game. Number 1, if you have a Hutchins on the field, that's going to make a difference no matter who's on the field. He's a game changer. I think number 2, if games on Friday, if they're one on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, then the powerlifting program they have here at Union certainly contributed to the strength. They got stronger as the game went on. Number 3, I'd like to have been a fly on the wall of what was said by Coach Wren at halftime, because they came out with something to prove. But overall, man, I'm just tickled at what I saw from Leake Academy with 2 players down, backs against the wall in hostile territory. Man, they played, and I'll say between the tackles, if you go back and look at the film between the tackles, look, Union has nothing to lose, to be ashamed of, but they were met head on by a very determined Leake Academy inside the inside group, tackle to tackle.
Well, it wasn't the result any Rebel fan wanted tonight, but I think if you look at it through the eyes of Coach Brian Pickens, if you listen to those pregame interviews that I have with him, he knows he's got a young team. A lot of these guys have not played before this year, and there's a lot to learn, but there are lessons being learned every week. And I think another step forward, this is going to be a team that's about process. I think this Leake Rebel team is going to be a team that, if you look at the schedule, the teams who play Leake early now in the season are going to be glad they played them when they did, because I think this team, if they can stay healthy, is going to be a different kind of team at the end of the year. So there's a lot to push forward to and a lot to hope for as this season goes on.
As they grow, next week at home versus Heritage?
Yes.
So they're not a division game, right?
That's right. Same class, but different division.
Okay, so as you go through next week and homecoming and all those festivities, if you can build every week as we did the last 3 weeks, when we hit the division play, I think we'll be a force to be reckoned with. I don't know if you'd say a title contender, but certainly playing a very aggressive and confident version of football that hadn't seen that much of early on. So I think great improvement. I think they've improved every week.
There's post-game insight from Scott Engel. He's the Gilbert Barham color commentator. That presented by Rosebud General Store. Rebels productive offensively in the first half. Not so much, particularly passing the ball. Thought that went away, and apart from that big 67-yard Mathen Weaver run in the third quarter, Union really shut the Rebels' offense down.
It did. Now, we had 2 100-yard rushing halves back-to-back. We've not done that yet this year. I thought that was good. Almost had 100 yards in passing in the 80s, mid-80s there. That would have been the first time we'd done that along with the rushing. So I just think steady improvement, you know. Now, by the same token, everybody else is improving also during that time. But nothing to hang your head down for. Saw a lot of good things here. And, you know, when I was in high school, there was an article written and said that Appalachian High School from Blount County, Alabama was a scrappy team. And I thought that was an insult. No, that we were doing very good things with the limited resources we had, and I think that's the way Leake is with those two studs on the sideline this game. They come back in, and you got a healthy team come last 4 or 5 games of the year. It's going to look totally different.
Mathan Weaver, the leading rusher tonight for the Rebels. Ben Jackson, the leading receiver. Defensively, Matthew Nowell, I have him credited with 7 tackles. That's a very unofficial count on my part. Camden Marble with 6 and Grayson McDonald with 5 tonight for L.A. And we appreciate In Sports and their sponsorship of Rebel football and Postgame sponsorship as well. And we'll put a wrap on this one and head back home. Scott doesn't have to drive too far to go home tonight. Got the short drive, but he'll join us next week in Madden. We hope you will, too. We appreciate John Alden Crosby, our camera operator. We appreciate Billy Steen, our venerable studio producer, our executive producer and director, the award-winning Breck Riley. Appreciate my friend Wally Bumpus being the transportation coordinator, gaffer, and best boy on this trip. Coming with me over from Madison tonight. And we appreciate all of you and all our sponsors. If you don't listen, you don't watch, don't know what we're doing up here. We are having a good time, but hope we're making your Friday night a lot better by sharing the story of Leake Academy football with you. And that story continues next Friday night from Madden. 6:15 will start the T&K Farms Woodmiser pregame and 7 o'clock kickoff between the Rebels and the Heritage Patriots. I hope you'll join us until then. Signing off for our entire crew and my color commentator Scott Engel, I'm Philip Palmertree, signing off from Union, where the Union Yellow Jackets have defeated Leake 49-21. Till we're together again next week. Grace and peace. Good night. Go Rebels.